slip here at the Sousa Orland and Cohen Sports Complex. It's day 2 of the Long Island Summer Showdown. Alongside Brian Soper, I'm Jared Veluzzi, and it's a collaboration of Varsity Media and U.S. Club Lacrosse. And Brian, this is one of the best tournaments in the country. Some of the nation's best players doing battle here in the heart of the summer.
Yeah, it's an absolute who's who of lacrosse players, committed guys, uncommitted guys still trying to find a home. The sidelines are just filled with Division I, II, III lacrosse coaches, and you got over 30 of the top club lacrosse programs on the entire country here on Long Island. It's just a special, special event to end the summer.
Yeah, teams from the island, also a ton of teams from all over the country going to battle. And in the morning, it's the 2025s. We're going to get to see some live look-ins. We're going to have player interviews, coach interviews, highlights from the day. It's going to be really, really fun. And with U.S. Club Lacrosse, of course, a huge part in this tournament. They have national rankings, but they also have ratings. And they have some very even matchups at the 11 o'clock window. It's a team from New York, and it's a team from California. Rebels and Mad Dog, the exact same rating. I mean, these are the matchups that we're looking for.
Yeah, it's just, you get to have different clubs from different parts of the country, and just see where you stack up. One thing to have rankings on paper, and then to actually have it live on the field, and everyone's out there trying to prove themselves. It's like Madden
Yep.
football, right? You get a rating, whether it's an individual rating from U.S. Club Lacrosse or a team rating, right? You're looking to boost those ratings up, and no better place than right here at Sousa.
Yeah, and at the U.S. Club Lacrosse ratings, both Rebels and Mad Dog West at 92.78. That should be a fun matchup. And on your screens right now, one of the best teams in the country within 91 Shock. I mean, we've seen some of these guys on the island, but this is an overall special group.
Yeah, just a loaded squad. North Carolina, you name it, right? ACC talent all over the field. And, there's just tremendous depth when you're talking about the 91 Shock team.
Yeah, and they're going against the Silverbacks right now, a team with, coast-to-coast talent, a lot of players from all over the nation. And when I was watching both teams play yesterday, both had some success in their own right. Of course, 91 Shock cruising to a bunch of victories due to a very powerful offense. And with this offense, of course, led by Gary Merrill and Anthony Rayo, that's got to be one of the best 1-2 midfield punches in America.
Yeah, as anyone on Long Island, and I'm sure in the country, knows, right, that Rayo and Merrill, when you talk about athletic midfield, those that project well to the next level, both committed to North Carolina, and those two guys can shoot it, they can defend, they can feed, right, do it all type midfields. I think that's what you're looking for. You're seeing these players not only with great athletic ability, but the ability to play both offense and defense.
Yeah, and we're late here in the 10:15 slot, and we're going to take a look at the top 2025 rankings brought to you by U.S. Club Lacrosse. And, of course, we see Team 91 Shock coming in at the number 4 slot, as they are ranked top team on the island. But when it comes to the national rankings, Annapolis Hawks take the top spot for now, followed by Primetime, Team 91, Maryland Fire, of course led by Brendan Millen, and then 91 Shock and Massachusetts Black rounding out the top 5. But when you take a look at this group here in the top 25 rankings across the country, it's actually very diverse when it comes to geographic. A lot of teams from different areas stepping up, but I mean overall loaded.
Yeah, and it's just it starts at a young age, right? These guys, these programs have, they start out playing each other in the younger grades, and they just keep adding pieces, and next thing you know, you're looking at college teammates playing together or going to be playing against each other, and those rivalries definitely start now.
Yeah, and leading edge also, the 6th-ranked team, 3D New England Red. A lot of these programs here today at the Long Island Summer Showdown, which is really exciting. And, I mean, we get some of these nationally ranked matchups. And, of course, being in the top 25 is great. But if you're still a top 100 team in the country, I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment. And a lot of these matchups are going to be top 100 matchups, top 150 matchups. And, of course, you take a look at top 25 as well. And that's kind of a little bragging rights there between, these teams, especially these 2025s. Brian, one of the main points is for some of these kids, it's the last summer event. they're going to play.
Yeah, and you see some of the parents walking around talking about that all the traveling up and down, the East Coast, heading out, sitting in traffic, all those things. But these are memories, right, that they'll cherish forever. And many of these guys are committed, but there's still guys still trying to find a home. So no better place to prove yourself than here. But it's just a culmination. We're going to talk to a lot of these club directors, a lot of the players, and just talk about this entire process and, the day in and day out of what it takes to get yourself to this level.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my favorite parts of the day is when we get to talk to these directors. Hopefully later in the day we get the player interviews, get their thoughts on the process of recruiting and, what some of the 2025s went through. Of course, around this time last year for them, it was kind of like, wow, September 1st is almost here. Now, of course, the 26s are going through that same exact thing. And college coaches on both fields from top D1 schools. It's also top D3 schools. Saw a bunch of NESCACs here.
Yeah.
It's really exciting stuff.
Yeah, you see the sideline. You have, Coach Crawley just got hired at High Point, sitting next to Ronnie Caputo, who's sitting next to, different levels of Merchant Marine Academy and other academies and service academies. There's a place for everybody. The talent across the nation is spread out all over the place. There's a jersey for so many of these great players across the United States.
Yeah, and a lot of those coaches, of course, looking at the 2026s, and we're going to take a look at the U.S. Club Lacrosse Top 25 and the #1 team. They're going to be here, and we're going to take a look later in the day. It's LI Express Channy. They have an absolutely special group that they have assembled, and followed behind them, Team 10, Sweet Lax Navy, Laxachusetts Black, Sweet Lax Upstate New York, and of course a loaded group the rest of the way. We're going to see plenty of those teams like Next Level Blue, Leading Edge, and a couple others as well. It should be really exciting. But Brian, when we take a look at that top team within Express Channy, of course they have a lot of St. Anthony's, Chaminade guys. You got to see some of them in the regular season. I mean, these kids can flat out play.
Yeah, flat out play. Gillis on attack for Channy, the ability to play, varsity lacrosse and score a ton of goals with that left hand. You got Bramoff, patrolling the midfield pole situation for Channy. They're just absolutely loaded when it comes to, Division I talent. And believe me, their phones are going to be ringing on September 1st for many of those Channy. Anyone on that roster, stay up late and make sure your phone's on, not silent.
And Brian, we talked about James Gillis. Of course, he's getting the proper love, this summer, high rankings. He's shooting the ball extremely well. But in the spring, it's an honor to be on the Chaminade team as just a sophomore. He also drew one of the toughest matchups in America, going toe-to-toe with Dante Verdaro. I mean, that was super exciting to watch. It also showed, the type of player Gillis is to do that against someone 2 years older, at least compete.
And that always wasn't a thing, right? You never heard of that at Chaminade to have sophomores. And they had a young attack. We'll see Cutton's running around here as well on some of these rosters. But, yeah, Verdaro, I mean, that guy's a nightmare to go against. Just absolutely just a stud sitting in his stance, just waiting for you, hunting you down. So I had the privilege of seeing both of those squads a couple of times this year, and no shock that they have a lot of talent that are riddled the sidelines here.
Yeah, I mean, Verdaro's going to do exciting things. Of course, Chaminade and St. Anthony's both loaded. We're going to see a lot of those players here today as the 10:15 window has wrapped up, and that means the 11 o'clock is soon to come, and some super exciting games for the 11 o'clock window. When you take a look at some of the Long Island teams that are facing off, we actually have a Long Island Showdown here at the Summer Showdown between Igloo and Legacy, and that's going to be a real fun one with a lot of D1 guys, D3 guys going to battle. And here's some of the programs competing here today at the Summer Showdown. And, I mean, of course, we talked about some of the Long Island teams like Igloo 91, but how about the other programs? I mean, two-way, we got some upstate and Connecticut guys, and the New Hampshire Tomahawks, some of the best players in all of New England, and, of course, all the other programs you see, they bring some elite talent.
Yeah, I mean, Leading Edge, you see 91, it's spanning all over the country. Colorado, 3D has always been a strong representation. Legacy, the Tomahawks, BBL, Mad Dogs, especially, spanning and spreading out all over that West Coast. Express, Primetime, Annapolis Hawks, Riot, you name it, just the top programs. It doesn't really matter what team you play for, right? Their college coaches looking for it. There's talent everywhere, and all of these guys, their rosters are filled with, not only Division I, but 2 and 3 college-level players.
Yeah, it's absolutely outstanding. And some of those programs like 91 and Express, they've expanded to different areas. You mentioned 91 South that we're going to see, Express North, and a lot of those teams have been really able to compete some of the nation's best, including Shore to Shore, who has taken Long Island by storm recently with that 2023 group that's, of course, now into college. That's awesome, and we're going to see the 2026s later here today. The 25 group is awesome as well. And when you take a look also with what they've done, it's really impressive. Can't wait to see what they do. And we're going to take a step away now, but make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the Long Island Summer Showdown here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back here at Sousa, Orland, and Cohen Sports Complex, and joined with us now the director of Shore to Shore Lacrosse, the Tom Rooney. And Tom, thrilled to have you here, and of course Shore to Shore competing here today as well, 25s and 26s, but of course this is a massive tournament for this 2026 group with September 1st rolling right around. What's the process been like this summer for that group?
It's been awesome. First, thanks for having me. Soap, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? Good seeing you.
Summer's been great. My 26 group has played fantastic and really got on the radar of a lot of college coaches. And this is sort of the culmination of the summer. This is a great event, the Summer Showdown. It's set up exceptionally well. The 2 games in one day really allows the kids to be fresh and play their best in front of college coaches, which I think is fantastic. So the summer's been great. Shore to Shore's having a fantastic summer, and we're getting ready for this September 1 recruiting start.
Just talk about in terms of committed players, in terms of, what is that process like for them in terms of what do you guys do in terms of trying to perhaps elevate their game so that they're ready to get there, when they get on campus at their places?
Yeah, it's a great point, so because the 25s are the committed guys right now, and often kids think I get this great commitment and I'm kind of done, and the reality is almost every college coach, and we probably have 14 or 15 D1 guys on our 25 team committed, every one of them want to see them play. Yeah. None of them are ready to play college lacrosse. This is a development. We're trying to make them into college players, so they need to play this summer. Almost all of them did. They're here this morning. They I think they won one and lost one by one, so they've been grinding all summer. But it is important. None of them are ready for that next level of lacrosse, and that summer right before your senior year is really important.
And with that 2025 group, of course, you mentioned the committed players, but being in 2025 uncommitted right now, I know you guys have a couple. I actually saw, Henry Griffiths make some amazing saves. I believe he might be uncommitted as well.
He's committed to Franklin and Marshall. Yes, he committed late. Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah, that's a great program.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but yeah, some uncommitted guys. So, what's it like for them right now here, kind of a little bit later in the game compared to those high-level D1 guys?
Yeah, there's still a ton of spots open. And the one thing, Soap and I know this as high school coaches and been in the travel game a long time, there's a lot of really good schools out there. There is some great schools to play at, to get an education at, to get an opportunity to be in a locker room and be part of a lacrosse team. And I think that's the best part about this, because you can play your way onto a roster at a great school. And there's a lot of guys here today, especially at the D3 level and D2 level and some of the lower D1s that still have some spots open. And they're trying to find that late bloomer. They're trying to find that kid that maybe they looked at last summer and they said, if he grows a little bit or if he develops his game, and now he has. So those guys, and we've had some calls for those guys this summer, which has been awesome, and guys are committing. It is an important summer for them.
100%. And also with Shore to Shore, it's a little bit, I know you guys have been around for a little bit, but a little bit newer compared to, Express in 91, of course. But, can you just talk to me a little bit about your program and, what you guys have done and accomplished and what you're about?
Yeah, so we really became a program in 2017, 2018. There was one team of guys that were together from 2015. Those were the OGs, the originals, that became the 2023 class. And then we kind of launched it in 2017, 2018. My partner, Todd Higgins, and Dennis Kelly, two tremendous guys, great lacrosse guys. College All-American, type guys, and myself, we put together this plan to, give a great training program, develop players, and go out and put them in front of college coaches. And, it feels a little bit like a saturated market, right? There's a lot of, programs on Long Island, but we have found our niche, and we've had some great teams, and our 2023 class really set us up for success. That program with Cal Gerard at Duke, Mike Ippoliti at Syracuse, Jack Peterson at Harvard, and Cole Weber at Virginia, and I can go, that there was probably 18 or 19 Division I players, just a tremendous class of kids. And then the 24s, Caden Lennon, Brendan O'Keefe, and Connor Gately, who's going to Yale, Mason Vance, who's going to Michigan. it goes on. And then the 25s, David Disqui, who's probably arguably the best player on Long Island this past year in high school lacrosse. Incredible. He's going to go on and play at Hopkins. And so now we have this 26 class. And once you get going, it's hard to break into this market. But once you get going and people realize you have great coaches, you have great training, and you do things the right way, people come to play for you. And that's what's happened. This 26 group I have is tremendous. They've had an unbelievable summer. We've entered into 4 championship, tournaments, made the championship bracket in 3, made the championship game in 2, and kind of burst on the scene. They'll finish as a top 10 team in the country. So really been a great summer.
Yeah, it's awesome to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just talk about that. This is like the last event for those 25s. Just what has it been like just to see them? Like maybe they started with you 4, 5, 6 years ago. What's it like to have them find a home and then be happy and and just to see kind of the culmination of all that right now?
I think that's one of the best phone calls you get when you're a club director. And I started with the 25s coaching, and when they started getting those phone calls, and I coached the 23s, and they call you and say, I just got off the phone with, Duke, and they offered me, or I got off the phone with, and it really doesn't matter the level of school, because it's that this is the dream, right? We've all had that dream. To go and play in college, and they've all had that dream to go and play in college, and all of a sudden you're a part of that. You've helped them along the way. A lot of it is their hard work and parents that support them and get them all these places. But as a program, as a travel program, Shore to Shore, we support them in such a way when they do commit, it's awesome. It really is. It's just so satisfying. It's just so great to see a kid see his dream come true.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to see these shore-to-shore guys here today. It's going to be really exciting, seeing especially those 2026s here today in front of all those college coaches. Yeah. But, Tom, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome.
Man. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. Varsity
going,
Media.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. You got it, guys. See ya. Thank you.
Yeah, that was Tom Rooney, Director, of Shore to Shore. And I mean, Brian, I got juiced up just from him talking about that right now.
Yeah,
to
no,
see
and
some
I,
of
you
those
know,
guys.
I have a son, 2029. It's like I just can't imagine, you know, what that's like. And I know Tom for a long time, and at heart, he's a teacher, right? He's an educator, and you know, really cares about the kids. So, you know, everything is so genuine when you hear him talk about the feelings that you get when those kids not only commit, but then what must it be like to watch like a Matty Cardullo, you know, running first line at UMass, you know, after a career with Shore to Shore and a great run with Manhasset. So you get to follow these guys into the college ranks, but also, you know, there is the professional world today as well.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I was going to say, man, that 2023 class, you know, they're doing awesome things in college. And now here at the Summer Showdown, we're into the 11 o'clock window where, I mean, there is a ton of exciting matchups. And I believe this one right here is Orange Crush taking Crush, though, has some guys in the upstate area
that are up north,
that are really
Syracuse
exciting.
boys.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, they're ranked pretty high going into this game. U.S. Club Lacrosse has them, I believe, a top 25 team in the country, and there's a great face-off win there. And, I mean, upstate lacrosse in New York, I mean, of course, it's always been good, but, you know, you take a look at, especially in Class A the past couple of years, there's a couple Baldwinsville kids on this team. I mean, that program, I know in 2024 it wasn't the same, but 2022 and 2023, special run for them.
Yeah, the tremendous, you know, just talent everywhere. It seems like they get a little bigger and stronger as you get up there north.
Yeah.
You know, you know, as a goalie, I feel like goalie play, you see a save right there. The goalie play throughout all of these teams has been tremendous, and also those face-off battles. You know, these kids know who each other are, and seeing them, you know, line up against kids all across the country. You know, every college guy out here is looking for the next keeper or the future keeper or the next face-off guy. You know, you mentioned Cal Gerard. I mean, no bigger name here on Long Island the last few years than him. Two good saves there, another save there, Orange Crush.
Yeah, and I'm also excited to see, you know, what True Blue has in store, almost putting it away there. And, yeah, with Orange Crush, you mentioned the face-off X with them. I mean, they won it before, but Vincent Gaylord heading to Richmond. He's one of the really exciting guys that Orange Crush has in their program. 6 Division I commits for them.
Yeah, you see, you know, Dylan Garcia, attackman, going to Robert Morris, right? 17's Ronan Crowley from Vestal, right, going to Binghamton. We see West Point, Brady Garcia. Nico Spaziano, right, going to Binghamton. 2 Binghamton guys here with Brody Crowley. Yeah, I mean, just talent all over the place. And, you know, you look at these rosters and they're just riddled with Division I guys, 2 guys, 3 guys. And then when you get to see them in person, you realize, you know, what the hype's all about.
Yeah, and with this Orange Crush team, you mentioned the Garcias, and Dylan Garcia headed to Robert Morris, you know, already at 6'1", 200 pounds, part of that Baldwinsville state championship team. I mean, you got to love it in high school when you have a guy that type of size who can also produce.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about not only size, but then you look at, you know, their speed, their multi-sport athletes. We see Spaziano, Binghamton commit, 3-sport athlete, lacrosse, soccer, basketball. Those 3 sports just mesh so well together. Mm-hmm. You know, athletic righty. It's just, you know, those games where you're sharing the ball, your ability to find space, and, you know, just overall compete level is just amazing. You know, and you learn it from being multi-sport athletes. Like many of the guys around here will tell you, we're not going to look at a guy unless he's playing, you know, multiple sports. You know, we're going to see two-way and some of those other teams from Connecticut and Canadian teams, right? They got hockey players, right? So what those 2 sports together, whether it's finding space or the ability to be physical and tough on the ride, right? These guys want to see athletes who play multiple sports.
Yeah, now we'll go back to the face-off X here. And I think for True Blue, that was Leo Cataldo. And Cataldo versus Vincent Gaylord, I mean, that's a really fun matchup at the Face-Off X that I want to keep an eye on. And also in net for True Blue, someone maybe you've seen in the high school season, because I think, a lot of people in Nassau County remember the Massapequa goalkeeper, Michael Gennady.
Yeah, super athletic. Massapequa made a great run with a very young team this year. He was the backbone of that team, a young squad. Super athletic. You just see his ability to split, and they mentioned Ippolito before. Like, those a different breed of goalies, right? That can get down there, can split. They're so athletic. And Cataldo is just an absolute warrior for Bethpage. Takes every single face-off for them, and they had a heck of a season this year, and would not be the case because they were a bit young in the offensive end, but their ability to dominate possessions allowed for their defense to be fresh and be really strong.
Yeah, Bethpage had some good guys a year ago, and now it's Orange Crush looking to clear. And with this True Blue team, a lot of Nassau County guys, Massapequa, Wantagh, some Chaminade as well. Pretty well-balanced group. But now we're headed to a different field, and it's Long Island going against Long Island. I'm sure these guys know each other.
Yeah.
It's Igloo Legacy in one of their final events. This should be fun.
Yeah, definitely both know each other well. Igloo has a tremendous roster filled with, guys going all over the place. Bunch of Northport guys who are always, in the top of Suffolk Class A. Guys like Delaberti, Gilbert, Logan Cash.
Yeah, also, Connor Curran on that attack unit from Bayport had a huge junior season for the Phantoms. And, Bayport winning a state championship, huge for their program. As you see now, Igloo looking to ride it back, and it looks like they're going to be successful. That's going to be a goal. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit harder to see on this monitor, but I think that might have been Jack Delaberti.
Yeah, Delaberti going to Ohio State. He's a goalie's worst nightmare. Shoots a heavy ball, range as soon as he gets off the bus. He's gonna be. I know one thing. He's gonna get a tryout right away on that man-up squad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Delaberti, an excellent shooter, and now we're gonna head to a matchup that we were excited for in the pregame. Mad Dog going against Rebels. I mean, this is the most even matchup that you could possibly find when you look at, the U.S. Club Lax algorithm. Both tied at 92.78 as both top 50 teams in the country. And now they get this matchup here at this tournament to decide who's the better squad. I'm extremely excited for this one. And with this Rebels team, it's a lot of Suffolk County guys. And, Colin Lennon from Huntington had a quality season. He's a member of this squad. And I'm interested to see what, they do offensively with a good attack unit.
Yeah, Rebels in the goal. They got Aiden Hines, 25 goalie at IMG, going to Gettysburg. You got Zach Marco, Hills East, right? Brian commit, another Brian commit. Quinn McKay, 15 from Ward Melville. Got an Amherst commit, 31, Caden Fenmo. And then you got a bunch of uncommitted guys. Ryan Tessler on defense, 78. He's a ground ball machine for Bethpage, and Brody Bernhardt, right? Defender from Smithtown East.
Yeah, it's a really talented group for the Rebels. And for Mad Dog West, they have a bunch of guys that are looking to get committed as well, but one person that already is Caswell Friedman, who's going to North Carolina, one of the top defensive midfielders on the West Coast, as he was dominant during his junior season. Now he gets to test it out against some Long Island guys, and Mad Dog West getting on the board. That should, make our friend Mike Hungerford pretty happy.
Yeah, Mad Dog is definitely They recruited Mike Hungerford of Farmingdale. He's out there, being a director for that program. Nice job by them. But yeah, how about that short stick D-midi role? How important that is in college, and when you can see guys who score 2, 3, 4 goals the entire season going to North Carolina and UMass and Hopkins, right? Just their ability to defend people, because college is all about attacking those shorties, and if you have a shorty who can be like a pole, right, that makes your defense that much better.
Yeah, and I mean, you really hit it on the head with how important that is, because if you're able to shut down like a number 2 option with the shorty, you don't have to double pole up top. So important, and some of these teams have those kind of prospects. And now excited to see what the Rebels are able to do here on offense.
And that's the thing about these college guys watching these games. It's like they could be watching a guy who's lighting it up on the offensive end and be like, yeah, I see him as a D-midi. I see him as a, and I think that's the thing about club lacrosse is that, a lot of times these teams change. You got to play with different people and you find different roles. Maybe one year you're the scorer, now you're this. I think that really prepares you for the college game. And that ability to be like kind of a yes man. I'll do whatever the heck you want as long as you can get me on the field. I'll play the wing. I'll play the D-mid.
Yeah, that's what you love with, a lot of these players. And I was going to say with the Rebels, you see a lot of guys that play those two-way kind of roles, on their high school teams. And on defense for the Rebels, as you see them here defensively, a couple under-the-radar guys that, maybe you didn't see a ton of Billy Bast in the high school season for East Islip, but he's bound to have a big senior year for a Redmond team that won a Suffolk County championship. You have Parker Wands, who was important for Huntington, and as we wrap up the first half, it's going to be really fun to see those guys in action, but both teams so far, pretty back and forth game there.
Yeah, pretty even. Both teams getting their possessions. Both teams, showing the ability to be, patient on offense. But, looking forward to a second half. And, sometimes it takes a half to figure some guys out. But look for a second half for them to really start getting after it.
Yeah, and so as the teams talk things over at halftime, we'll take a break as well here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll be back with more action of the Summer Showdown.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back here at Sousa Orland & Cohen Sports Complex here at the Summer Showdown alongside Brian Soper. I'm Jared Veluzzi, and we're back to the action here in the second half. It's Igloo and it's Legacy, and the last time we were here, Brian, it was a Jack Delaberti goal, something that a lot of people got used to in the spring. Now, of course, he's doing it in the summer.
Yeah, he's just a natural goal scorer. So we got facing off, we got Nico Cuttone from Huntington.
And I think he's going against Nico Cuttone. He was taking a lot of the draws yesterday for Igloo North Face, and I mean that's a conference battle right there. They saw a lot of each other in the spring because they played twice, once in the regular season, once in the county semifinals, and both teams are back with high expectations because each of them are going to have great senior classes. Hills Huntington developing a little bit of a rivalry, and the Blue Devils felt like, they were in it in the semifinals, which they were, and then Hills pulled away. That should be fun, and Jikas and Kuzo will be going toe-to-toe a lot, not only here but in the high school season.
Yeah, so, now you see, Legacy here with a possession behind the net.
Yeah, and a great shot there, and I believe that was Quinn Riley out of West Islip. And, Brian, I think it's safe to say Riley, he's got one of the best shots in the county. I believe he's going to Bucknell. Great feed by Ryan Parker, and a great finish.
Yeah, good pop, right? You see him pop the crease there, pops his hands, gets his hands free. And that's the thing about this game that's evolved is that shooters shoot. And there's so many kids out here with range. And that was a great low-to-low shot there, finding the lower part of the net.
Yeah, a bunch of 25 West Islip kids that, you can see at this event or this summer. One of them's Derek Busking as well, who, you saw at the LI Lax showcase. He's been really good. They have a fun 2025 group over there.
Yeah, the ability, West Islip guys are real tough. I'm really impressed with a lot of their ability to not only score the ball, but also, ride and to really make it a really tough, kind of a street fight out there. So, a lot of these college guys know West Islip guys, they'll compete.
And now another offensive opportunity for Legacy Rush.
Yeah, some big guys out there for Igloo on defense. A lot of long poles, 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, how about that ball movement?
Yeah, number 5 there with the finish. Ethan Bernardos, another East Islip guy. Zumo knows these guys, how to move without the ball, and that was a great finish there. Great find as well. Definitely sharing the ball. See there, just a little C-cut, nice handle inside, eats a check, kind of reverses backhanded. Great finish there by Bernardos.
Yeah, and I love Owen Danella not hesitating. Once you saw Bernardos open for a second, made sure to fire that pass in right into the pocket of Bernardos, and he put that away. So back-to-back goals here for Legacy Rush.
Yeah, Danellen, right, Stony Brook commit, on attack for Plain Edge, put up a bunch of points. And how about his brother, freshman on the Adelphi squad that won a national championship. Danellens know how to feed the ball and know how to finish it as well.
Yeah, I mean, that Adelphi team, special, able to pull it out on Memorial Day weekend, which was fun to see. And in front of us, Luca Cuzo winning a face-off, the Huntington product, getting it done and making sure his team has possession. And picking it up now is Ryan Parker out of East Islip. And Parker, not only an excellent lacrosse player, he's one of the best football players on Long Island, too. If you ever want to, watch a really talented athlete in the fall, Parker fits that mold, and, he's going to be great at the next level.
How about the East Islip, both lacrosse and football, just tremendous. And speaking of that Adelphi squad, right, Dylan Renner was an Igloo goalie, so just tremendous roots there with Igloo, and a lot of goalies coming out of that are pretty good.
Yeah, that was Parker on the sweep. And I was going to say good offensive movement. Unfortunately, a drop pass there, but here's the battle for the ground ball. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a good check there. William Arendt, right, defender from Chaminade. He's about 6'5", 210 pounds. Still looking for a home. Yeah, I mean, defensively for that Igloo squad, Cauley from Syosset going to Lehigh, Gabriel Riverhead, a bunch of guys down there, long and rangy, knocked down a pass there.
Yeah, and a guy who, I haven't talked about as much, but Thomas Smith out of Huntington for Igloo has made a couple of great plays this tournament. I believe I just saw him pick up the GB there, and he flew downfield and able to get his team a chance on offense after having to play a good amount of defense so far. And shot on the run just wide, but now we'll see what Igloo can do on the end line, as it might be Connor Curran picking it up, if I saw that correctly. And now we're going to go back to Mad Dog taking on the Rebels. And it'll be right off the face-off. And that one is going to go to Mad Dog.
Yeah, Hugo Villalba, right from Mater D, face-off specialist. Nice win there.
It was clean to himself, exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah, it's one thing to win the clamp, another thing to actually gain a possession out of this, and Mad Dog is able to sub and get their offensive guys on the field. Nice, clean face-off win by Villalba.
And Robbie Spain also on the field for Mad Dog right now, as he's looking for a lefty sweep over the top and moves it. And that's going to result in a lefty ripper, as Mad Dog getting on the board. And the times that we have seen them play, it's been pretty good. I mean, we can take another look here.
Nice job there, getting top side, little great throwback. Switches hands, gets his hands free. That's 27. Is that Robbie Spain? Nice move, nice offense, right? Little pick action, do a throwback. It's tough to defend.
And back to the X. That's going to go to the Rebels. Now we'll take a look at their offense. As Reeve Johnson with it.
Here's Colin Lennon from Huntington. There's Coach Hungerford watching his guys.
Yeah, Coach Hungerford had definitely knows some of these Long Island guys, so maybe a little bit of a scout advantage for Mad Dog. And how about that save right there?
Yeah, good save. Keepers come in all shapes and sizes. That definitely doesn't fill up the net, but that was a great stop by him, standing tall. Look at this, you see, right down Broadway. Boom, right, nice save. Goes out, athletic, grabs the rebound.
It was a great stop and giving Mad Dog a chance on offense, but the pass dropped, and going the other way is Rebels. And attempt for the pole goal just wide. And also on this Rebels offense, John Primateris from Mount Sinai on the field right now, Billy Berhalter from Kings Park. This Rebels team has a couple Kings Park guys, actually, as we saw one of the polls earlier, and just a lot of Suffolk guys on this team. Jack Whitehouse, 2025, that's going to be known for sure by plenty of college coaches, especially after the summer that he's been having.
Yeah, some good offense run by Chrome. Nice inside look before. Shot it a bit wide.
Yeah, we're going to go back over to Igloo and Legacy. I think we're going to have another face-off battle here. And once again, it'll be Kuzo from Huntington looking to win another. But I mean, this is a fun matchup, kind of to end things out, going against another Long Island team for both of these programs.
Yeah, good ground ball there. It's Matt Chadwick. He's an absolute vacuum, uncommitted, plain edge, just a terror in the middle of the field. Has the ability to get sticks on the ground as well. Besides picking it up, he can also put some sticks down with his aggressive on-the-ball play. He had a great season. Pretty sure he was all county for plain edge.
Yeah, I mean, Plain Edge, they have some really tough players over there. I mean, I think it comes from, their football culture and even some of the other sports as well. I mean, I know they have, great strength and conditioning over there. And, I mean, you see guys like Chadwick. I believe he had an older brother as well that was a beast. And, yeah, a lot of these Plain Edge guys, we highlighted Denellen before. He had a great feed. And yeah, they're definitely doing some pretty good things over there.
Great facilities, great youth program, right? That's what it takes. Looks like we might get a man up here for Igloo.
Yeah, and we'll see if they're able to get 44 in space.
Yeah, 44 in space. That's a goalie. No goalie wants to hear that. I'd be going to my coach. Can we lock him off, please?
Yeah, another great shooter to potentially look out for on this man up. Number 32, Chase Ritzy out of Harbor Fields. The Tornadoes, a little bit of a defensive team last year, but Ritzy, scored plenty of goals, and he's a great playmaker for Igloo. And now we'll see what they do here on the extra man advantage.
We'll carry with the wheel. Good save. That might have been Delaberti.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, he was not afraid to unleash it from deep, and he definitely has the green light to do so.
Good man down D there for Legacy. Good stop, right, low to low.
I was going to say, I think that was 2 stops in a row right there.
That's Brendan Carroll. He's a really good goalie.
Yeah.
Smithtown East.
I was just going to say, Legacy has the luxury of having, two of the top goalies.
They got 3 really good guys on this roster. Dubendorf from Bayshore.
Oh, he's excellent too, yeah.
Brendan Carroll and Walendowski, 34, East Islip starter.
Yeah, I mean, that's a loaded group. Of course, Walendowski going to Villanova. He's excellent in cage. I mean, he made some extremely flashy saves. I believe one went completely viral in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, the stick thrower, the stick.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, crazy sequence. Yeah, that was nuts. And then of course, Dubendorf doing his thing at Bayshore. They got a big playoff win, and they actually pushed Northport to its limits in the quarterfinal. They were pretty competitive until the second half.
Yeah, Dubendorf was so good in the the Nassau-Suffolk games. Might have been a co-MVP. If not, he should have been. Good find.
Yeah, I believe that was Curran with the long lefty sweep. I mean, so important to always have your head up, and he kind of displays that.
Yeah, Igloo's shown some really good ball movement, just haven't been able to capitalize and finish one here. Just on their roster, as you look up, these numbers are hard to see. These white jerseys are hard to see on our monitor, but just Igloo has a bunch of really good guys. You have Owen Heller, who's a beast for Mepham, going to UMass.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Mike Gilbert is a short stick D-midi, do it all for Hicksville. He's going to LIU. Right, Richie Metzger in the goal is going to Marist. He's been locking it down for Cary for what seems like 7 years.
Right, yeah.
And then you got, Ostrager and DeRoca on attack. Ostrager, Syosset, long stick midfielder. Logan Cash. Is he going to Siena?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Logan Cash, right?
Yeah, he can sling it.
He can sling it. Just a kind of a do-it-all guy for Northport. He can sling it. He can feed it, like a lot of those guys. So there's talent everywhere.
Yeah, and also with some of, these club teams that, it's been impressive so far from what we've seen. The team offense and the ball movement. It's so easy, especially at, like other summer showcases, to play selfish lacrosse, but we really haven't seen that here.
Yeah, and especially where a lot of these guys, by the time they get to 8th grade, they're together so much. But, time you get to the high school season, they're with their high school team. So you're not practicing, as much together as a unit. But, high-level players, right, that's part of this showcase thing, is to see how you play together. Can you play team lacrosse?
Yeah, and I believe this is DeRoca with it right now, the Chaminade lefty, who is headed to Holy Cross, and he was guarded by A.J. Jafaris originally. And now, whoa, are you kidding me?
44, that's
Delaberti.
That's like goal 962 for his career on Long Island, and that might have been the prettiest one.
In a ridiculous fashion. Let's take another look. Guarded by a long pole, too. How about it? Delaberti, BTB on the run. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's like the craziest thing. I think that's the one thing of all. If you could knock anybody, it's Delaberti, shooter. If he develops the dodge game and does that type of stuff, forget about it. Columbus is going to have a hero up there. I love to see that. I love to see him taking the ball, dodging a pole, and getting his hands free in a different way and creating his own shot. That's when we had Rooney on before. He's talking about getting ready to the next level. You still got to play, you still got to get better. You got to listen to people, and you have to understand what you need to improve. And he's going to be something special up there.
Yeah, absolutely insane shot right there by
great.
him. And already a couple of goals here in this one. And he had a couple of goals yesterday in a game for Igloo as well. But now it's Legacy's turn on offense. And, we've mentioned, these numbers are a little bit tougher to see with Igloo. But I think one of the short stick D-middies here is Jack Weiss. And, Brian, when I got a chance to see Weiss play, he can jam like crazy. I think he was on the ball right now. And, you could see it.
Yeah, and that's all. He's coming from a Harbor Fields program that, has had and churned out a lot. It's like a sleeping team that you don't realize how many guys they've sent to the next level, Syracuse and other programs, and it's a lot of that gritty mentality and just bringing your lunch pail and doing the little things.
Yeah, Harbor Fields. I feel like they have always they got a bunch of tough guys on the defensive side that are just so difficult to beat. You can go back where Ian McGullum was there, and then you had Vincent Bolgino going to Syracuse, who was a beast this upcoming season, and Jack Weiss and Chase Ritzy, who are on this Igloo team that you're seeing. You saw Weiss, excellent D-midi, play some great on-ball D, and now it's Igloo's turn on offense, and it was Curran going straight to the rack, but it was Dubendorf with the save, and you hear the horn blow, and it looks like that will do it for the 11 o'clock window. That was a lot of excitement. We saw Jack Delaberti. Yeah. It's early, but that might be the goal of the day. Maybe even the goal of the tournament. I saw some games yesterday, and he was absolutely outstanding for Team Igloo. And we're going to take another look. Brian, this is absolutely pretty.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup. He's on a pole, but he definitely has a size advantage here. You think he's going to shoot with his right hand. That's what he's known for. And goalie was locked in for that second half there and just caught him by complete surprise because you're waiting for that right-handed hammer right down the alley, and all of a sudden it goes behind the back. And you know what? It's a good shot. He's running out of angle and perhaps increased his angle there with that behind the back shot. You know, very Powell brother-esque there as you're running out of real estate, right, to put it behind your head.
Yeah, big-time goal by Della Birdie. 11 o'clock window wraps up, but we got plenty of more action on the way here at the Long Island Summer Showdown. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Welcome back here to Sousa at the Long Island Summer Showdown, and now joining us, Caswell Friedman over there at Mad Dog West, and a recent North Carolina commit. And last month, Kaz, you made the decision to go to UNC. How come you decided to be a Tar Heel?
The biggest thing was the coaching staff for me. They were so welcoming, and they just had my back at the start of the recruiting process. And then the campus is awesome. I mean, it's a dream come true. So.
You just talk about the process. I mean, getting late into the recruiting process, and kind of like what was your mindset, and as you went through a high school season, and what kind of motivated or drove you to kind of keep pushing.
I mean, the biggest thing was just like hard work every day. Like I was undersized. I peaked a little late, and I just worked every day at it. Whether it was in the backyard with my brother or just at school, I just put in the effort, and then it finally paid off this summer. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw also, like, during the high school season, you know, a lot of the little things, a lot of ground balls, cause turnovers. You know, if you could describe your game a little bit.
I really like to focus on the gritty work, like what people don't want to do, whether it be ground balls, taking wings, pressing out, doubling at the end of the game. Just doing the little things right is what I take pride in.
Can you just talk a little bit maybe about just like the Mad Dog program and how they helped you along in this process?
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me was Coach Aiden Herman, Coach Tommy Dorr, Coach Horsch, and then Coach Lou. They were so, like, I started playing with them when I was very little, like maybe sixth grade. So it's been a long time with them. And then recently I started playing with like their national team as well, and it's been an awesome time playing with them. And they've helped me in the recruiting process, putting me in contact with coaches, and just telling me and guiding me the right way.
Okay, as well, we got a little something for you. A hat from Stick Star. Yeah, here you go, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, thank you for being on the show, and you know, best of luck at North Carolina.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, man, do it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Represent.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Caswell. So that was Caswell Freedom from Mad Dog West. He's headed to UNC and one of the top two-way midfielders from the West Coast. And now joining us, we're going to head back to Long Island, where a familiar name for the Island guys, it's going to be Jack Delaberti from Northport. And if you're just watching the stream a little bit ago, Jack, I mean, one of the top goals of the day so far, definitely one of the top of the tournament. You know, me and Brian got excited. I mean, what was going through your mind on that play?
Yeah, I appreciate that, first off. But yeah, I was going down the alley. You know, I was going against a pretty good defender. You know, I didn't have my right, so, you know, right there you see I decided why not throw it behind, you know, last tournament. So, yeah, it was special for sure.
That's awesome. So, you know, Ohio State, right? What are the things that you're looking forward to the most about stepping on campus there? And maybe what are some of the things that with this summer coming up that you're looking to work on and to continue to get better at? Perhaps there is, you know, dodging with the ball and those types of things.
Yep.
I really like seeing that there, especially, you know, attacking a pole and dodging from that top center spot.
Yeah, what I'm most excited for, first off, is just the atmosphere. You know, Ohio State, you know, big football, rah-rah school, so definitely excited for that. But on the other hand, what I'm trying to work on is just, you know, my weekend. I feel like I could be a little bit more versatile in terms of my dodging skills and my shooting, so I'm definitely trying to work on that.
Yeah, and Jack, you know, we've kind of talked about this throughout the broadcast. This is one of the last events for summer lacrosse. I know the Igloo family is always pretty close. So, I mean, what are the feelings and the emotions right now?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet, you know. I definitely am trying to enjoy this last tournament with the boys and all the families, but I'm very happy of what we've done over the years. So I'm going to take these relationships throughout the rest of my life and enjoy them. So, yeah.
Just talk about maybe the Igloo program and Coach Alexander and Coach Ferrone and all the guys that have kind of helped you in this process.
For sure. Tony Alexander, my favorite coach. I've been a great team to be a part of. They helped me out through all the way, the recruiting process, you know, World Series days. They really helped me a lot. So, yeah.
And Jack, of course, senior season for Northport on the way. I mean, you've had plenty of success there, but how excited are you for, you know, that last ride with all those guys?
Yeah, I'm definitely pumped up. You know, I'm sure you know this, but we didn't expect our season to end that early. We're going to come back with vengeance, and we're going to give it all we got, so we'll do that.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for that one,
Thank you.
Jack. I'm really excited. And we also have a little something for you. Brought to you by Stick Star. We got a hat.
Thank you.
US Club Lacrosse.
Thank you very much. I love it.
And thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Rock, man.
Thanks. Yep.
Yeah, so that was Jack Delaberti from Northport. Safe to say he can really shoot the ball well.
You know, it's just, again, there are a lot of guys who can shoot hard, but there's the ability to shoot hard with a quick release, and, you know, he has all of that, and the ability to develop his game, and because everyone's expecting that right-hand shot, right, hitches and getting to the goal. Just good luck if you're a Suffolk A goalie next year, right? He's coming back with a vengeance, as he said.
Yeah, it should be fun. We're going to have a ton of more action and some great plays here at the Summer Showdown. We'll be back after the quick break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to the Long Island Summer Showdown, and joining us, the director of Mad Dog Lacrosse, Lou Aboyan. And Lou, 2 teams here for the East Coast of Mad Dog, the 25s and the 26s. And, I guess we'll start off with the 25s. I noticed, a lot of college commits on that team. And, when they went through the process and committed, how'd that feel as a director?
It's the best part of the job, honestly. Getting to know these kids since their youth days, coaching them, for a few years, helping them get through their college process, getting that text once they commit, thanking us for all their support and helping them get to where they are. That's really why we're here and what we're looking to do. And, it's a really rewarding feeling to get that thank you from somebody that you helped, get to the next phase of their career and into college.
You just need to talk about kind of the evolution of Mad Dog and national and how it's kind of spread from coast to coast.
Sure, yeah. I've been lucky enough that I've been with Mad Dog since day one. We started with 15 kids in a camp down at the Jersey Shore. We grew that camp. We ended up having some travel teams. Tommy Dorr moved out to California, to San Diego. He kept it he got it going out there. We kept it going in New Jersey. They blew it up. Aiden Herman came on board. Our national teams kind of formed organically, and we've kind of evolved that into what it is today. And, to see where it was when we first started to where it is now, it really is amazing. Obviously, I have a little biased opinion, but, I think we work really, really hard. We do things the right way. We care about our families. We care about our players, and that kind of shows through in some of the success that we're starting to have. So.
Yeah, and the fact that you brought Mike Hungerford aboard from Farmingdale, and he's one of the guys in Long Island that definitely cares for kids. That just shows, I think, what you guys are all about. Yeah,
Mike is amazing. He's definitely cut from the same cloth as all of us here, and I think that's why he was such a good fit, an easy fit for us. And, we got a steal in Mike, and he provides a ton of value to our program.
Yeah, and, he kind of touched on it, the fact that, it's completely national, West Coast, East Coast. What's the community like overall for, the Mad Dog Lacrosse family?
So our motto is, Mad Dog family. That's what our culture is built upon is, very family oriented, family culture. We have kids from all over the country that get together, for weekends in the summer and to these tournaments, and everything's really seamless. We have a lot of really good people in our organization, from kids to players to parents to coaches, and we just kind of instill that culture as much as possible, and everybody kind of takes to it. So everybody's always looking out for each other. We organize team dinners. It's just we try to keep the team together and bond off the field as well as on the field, and it's really special that a kid from New Jersey comes to a tournament, and then after the weekend they have friends from Texas and Colorado and California, and you know, when I was their age, my network of friends were whoever I could ride my bike to,
Exactly.
you know, and
Yeah.
now with social media nowadays, these kids have a network of friends from, you know, coast to coast. It's really, really amazing. It's a cool thing, unique.
And, you know, also these 2026s, it's very, very important for them with September 1st coming around. You know, how's the summer been for that group? And, you know, what's it really, you know, just been like leading up to that big old 9-1?
Yeah, you know, it's always a little anxious for everybody. You know, you play all summer. There's a lull for about a month. You kind of don't know where you stand. You get some hints on certain kids, but nothing's ever definite until, you know, those conversations are had with the coaches and the players and the families. But we just try to prepare our kids and manage their expectations and tell them control what they can control. Go out there and play. Make sure you're available. Make sure you're taking care of your bodies. Make sure you're taking care of your schoolwork. And still finding time to be a kid, you know, because this is a lot of pressure on these guys. Not everybody's going to go early in the process. Some kids' processes are going to be, you know, a year and a half, 2 years in length, and that's okay. And if everybody just understands that, you know, kind of to trust the process a little bit and that, you know, we're going to help guide them through it, whether you're a 9-1 kid or whether you're, you know, a second summer type recruit. Everybody's kind of got their own path, and you just got to, you know, like you said, control what you control and keep going forward, keep playing hard, and making yourself available for these college coaches to watch you play.
And just what about this event? We'll have Coach Zumo on next, but just what about this event in terms of all the college guys here and all that?
It's amazing. I mean, every year I come here and the sidelines are packed, whether it's, you know, the second recruiting group, like the 25s this year, or the 26s, you know, kind of have coaches on their sideline all summer. But, you know, the 25s, it's spotty at some events, you know. But here, I look down the bench one way, there's 15 college coaches. I look down the bench the other way, there's 20 college coaches. Tom does an amazing job. This is an awesome facility. You know, I expect nothing less. He's one of the best in the business, and he just keeps getting, you know, college coaches here, and it's an awesome opportunity for all our players, really.
Well, Lou, we're excited to, you know, watch some Mad Dog players the rest of the way here, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck. Yeah. Go Mad Dog.
So that was Lou Aboyan from Mad Dog Lacrosse. We saw some Mad Dog West earlier. We're going to get to see some Mad Dog East, but now joining the show, the man who made this happen, it's Tom Zumo. And, of course, familiar with him in the high school season. Now we get to be back here at the LI Summer Showdown, his event. And, Tom, you know, this event's been going on for a little bit now. And, I mean, how does it feel to see this just all come together here?
You know, it's the words are hard to put into words, but it's amazing to be a part of this and build this for the kids. When we started this years ago, we were at Ice Up High School, small venue. And the college coaches loved it. We had about 30 teams, and their thing was keep it boutique, don't let it grow, keep it minimal. And we were able to, through COVID, this facility popped up, and coming 5 minutes down the road, the proximity to the hotels, restaurants, and just being able to turn around and see 50 coaches on one sideline, they turn around, they turn their chair, and then the next one. And we don't play for a championship, which I think is the most important thing. I like the fact that we could take 4 teams that are all competitive playing against each other and give the college coaches one weekend or one weekday where they could see the best kids play against the best teams and get a solid evaluation. And that's kind of what we built it on.
Just talk about the response from the college guys. What do they love so much about this event and you know all that it has to offer?
Yeah, so the college coaches, like I said, they love that the competition is what it is. There's no bracket games where you have to make sure that the better teams are moving on to get the better matchups. So everything's based on where your team is ranked, so you're getting good matchups, and they love the fact that they don't have to get in a golf cart, drive 30 fields, come back. So I think that's part of the reason why this event's so successful is the college coaches love it, and if they're going to be here and show up and the kids are performing, it makes it all work.
Yeah, and you mentioned those matchups. I mean, I was watching some of these contests earlier. I mean, we're getting, you know, 1-goal games, ties. I mean, how important is that for, you know, teams of similar level to just compete against each other?
It's important. I know U.S. Club Lax rankings, people get a little upset if they're ranked 50th or 10th. Honestly, like, our club is somewhere usually between, you know, 10 and 75. Yeah. But our goal is always to be 3-2 and play the most competitive games. If I'm here for T-shirts, I get parents want that stuff and at the younger levels, but if we tell our club kids, come to the tournament, come hang out with us on the sidelines, see what's the product. This is the finished product of what it looks like for your, rising 11th, rising senior years when you're trying to get recruited. This is what it's about. So I think that's the product that we put out there.
Just talk about maybe the recruiting landscape. Like, how is it how have you seen it change? How is it like? What is it like now in terms of with these kids?
I mean, when we first started club, kids were getting recruited in 8th grade, and you're trying to talk to a kid in 8th grade, he doesn't even know what he wants to eat for dinner, let alone what he wants to do when he grows up. So I love the fact that it's now narrowed down to 2 age groups. It's a tough window for New York teams, and Connecticut teams, and New England teams, is because our high school championships don't end to the second week of June usually. So trying to get kids queued up for club, or the kids that get knocked out of the playoffs in May, and it hurts. So having this event at the end of the summer, for me, selfishly, being on Long Island, I think is perfect. It's the culmination of the entire summer. Our kids are probably the freshest of them all. The other ones maybe not so much, and it gives a lot of the kids locally the opportunity to be showcased as well. So the landscape has changed because there's so many individual showcases that go on that I think people and parents just get FOMO of like, hey, my kid didn't get invited to this. They got to go to this. Got to go to this. Like, you don't need it. Like, less is more and quality is more. And I think people forget that quantity is not what you want. You want quality. And I think that's what this is. 4 games. They're not long games. It's a perfect amount of lacrosse for the kids, perfect amount of time for the evaluation.
Yeah, and one thing I really noticed was just 2 games per day for the most part for a lot of these teams. The kids get to stay fresh, they get their breaks. I mean, how important is it, splitting up those days and making sure that, the kids are at their best? It's
really important because, number one, a lot of kids get injured. They're getting pulled in different directions. There's football going on, preseason football, workouts. Their high school teams are playing. It's just being a high school coach and a club coach, as Brian knows, it's hard to manage those expectations for people, but if you can navigate them the right way to do the right things and everyone works together, the overall product will be great. And that's ultimately what we're trying to accomplish.
As somebody who just you run tournaments, you run Legacy, and also being a guy with all these connections, what's the number one thing that you would say to these guys looking to get recruited, or guys in 10th, 9th, 10th grade? What's the number one thing that they should really focus on?
My opinion is you need the right person that's steering the ship. I think there's a lot of clubs out there. There's a lot of great people. But have conversations and ask them what's the events they're going to be attending, what should they do, what's the path. And I think people get jaded by what they think is the right thing to do, and I think they get swayed in different directions. And I think on Long Island, for the most part, the major clubs are doing the right thing, and they all work together. Tom Rooney and those guys at Shore to Shore, Tony Alexander with Igloo, us, Brian Spleen and the 91 guys. I mean, my channel, we all support each other, and I think that's really an important part of it, is that the youth kids compete, right? Everyone's probably talking to recruiting 11-year-olds right now, which is kind of crazy. So we talk about recruiting, but when you get to this part, everyone's where they are, and they should be. And then it's just a matter of making sure that those kids are getting seen. And the best part about my event is that we don't play for a championship. So the shortening of the bench, the winning of the games, they don't matter. That's everyone's got to get seen. 100%. And for our club, I think we're at like a 98% placement. And since we started this event, I've only had like 5 kids not on their own academically decide to go to a school instead of play lacrosse. But everyone's been recruited because of it, and I think it's because of this event.
And just I saw a couple of photos of World Series just happened. What is it like for you to take those groups from the youth and now see them in college and stuff like that? It's crazy, right?
So I just posted on Facebook. Was it 7 years ago? We played Igloo in the World Series championship. We won. Most of those kids are now graduating from college, and then the ones that the last time we were in the championship, we lost in '91. Those kids are just graduated high school. And most of them are here working, which is, if you see a kid in a green shirt who's been a part of this event, and I'll probably get a really good one for you. I'll get Nico Cuttone to come on here.
He's the man.
Nico's the man. I'll get him on here, and you could ask him these questions. This is for the kids, and I think Coach Warren told me this, Coach Hogan from Georgetown, was when they bring recruits on campus, they always ask them what their favorite event of the summer is. And they're every single time it's this one.
Yeah, man. Kudos to you for that, man.
I love that, and that's what makes me smile. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's important. So.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to see the rest of this event. It's already been a blast. Me and Brian have been fired up all day, and we can't wait to see the rest. So, Tom, thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys. 3 years, little soap will be running around out there.
Right. Me, you, and Tower at Deer Park. It seems like yesterday, right?
That's it. Thank you, guys. I actually should get Nico.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Welcome back here to the Long Island Summer Showdown, and now we're here with Ryan Parker from Legacy and East Islip. And Ryan, I mean, this spring and summer has been jam-packed. County championship in Lacrosse this spring, and then of course the summer with Legacy. I mean, how's it all been so far?
It's crazy. We've been doing this for so long, all the work. This is my last season. I'm going into my senior year. It's my last ever tournament. I got one more game coming up, and then I'm done. And then I got to focus on football season coming up, then lacrosse season, then I'm off to college.
Yeah, Jared was saying about your football dominance, but how about talk about lacrosse and going to play for Coach Brecht at Rutgers?
Yeah, Coach Brecht's a great guy. I was actually just out to dinner with him the other night. We had a good talk. He came to my house after. It was a good chat.
Yeah, and you mentioned you have your last game coming up. So, what are the thoughts and the feelings, running through you right now before that final summer lacrosse game?
Just usual, nothing crazy. Just stay my head in. I'm all good. Team's going to be good. Last game, going to come out with a W.
Describe your game. Like what is Rutgers getting when they get Mr. Parker on campus?
I'm a big two-way guy who can play offense and defense. I like to use my speed as my advantage, and just always play hard. Ground balls, big thing, defense, transition. That's where I'm big.
Yeah, and this past high school season, Long Island Championship in football, and of course lacrosse, didn't completely end the way you guys wanted to, but still a county title. And now senior year's here, amazing 2025 class. I mean, how pumped are you for that final ride with the Redmen?
I'm really excited. My senior class, I've been playing with those boys since I was in first grade, kindergarten. So we're looking to go back-to-back and even one more Long Island championship.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, I can't wait for that. I mean, Brian, you got something more?
Yeah, just talk about maybe Coach Zumo and the recruiting process, and who helped you along the way to get you where you are today.
Coach Zumo's been my coach since I was little. He moved in high school. He moved to East Islip, so he was my high school coach. He's the big part of why I'm going to Rutgers today. He is He's always doing everything for me, everything he can. Always on my butt, trying to push me harder and harder. He's the best coach I've ever had.
And Ryan, before you go, we got something special for you, presented by Stickstar. We want to give a special thank you to them. We got a nice U.S. Club Lacrosse hat.
I appreciate that.
You got to put it on right now.
Yeah, rock that thing out, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so U.S. Club Lax hat. Special thank you to Stickstar for this. As Ryan, man, special junior season. We can't wait to see what you do senior year. Thank you for being on the show.
Hey, one last summer game, man. Tear it up, all right?
Let's go.
Yeah, have a blast.
Thank you, guys.
So this was Ryan Parker from East Islip, as Parker with Legacy, as we saw them in their game against Igloo. I mean, Brian, special player, right?
Yeah, you just talk about, you just like certain schools get this reputation. Like if you tell me he's going to Rutgers, he's going to play midfield, he's going to be fast, he's going to be athletic, and he's going to be looking to get up and down the field, two-way, right, NASCAR type of system that Rutgers is known for. They don't just recruit; they recruit guys to fit their system, and Parker fits that, being a football guy and a lacrosse guy, and the ability to get up and down the field.
Yeah, he's going to do great things, and now joining us, someone that had a special high school career, a great player on the field, even better person off of it. It's Nico Cuttone out of Smithtown West. Graduated, not playing here today, but he is helping Coach Zumo work in the event. And Nico, thank you for being here. And you had a special high school career, but also the club career with Coach Zumo. What was your experience playing for him in Legacy?
Yeah, it was great. I've been here since day one. Coach Zumo and Legacy always put me through everything I needed. They're always there for me. Great for recruiting. This event especially is great for recruiting. Everything that Legacy does is all basically for recruiting to make you better for the next level, which I think is great for this event.
And that's the great thing about lacrosse is that you just build these connections, and look, you work, you're gonna have a job. There are people who are always gonna, if you put the hard work in, you're gonna get rewarded with that. But just talk about maybe put yourself back into the situation, maybe into the shoes of some of these kids looking to get recruited, right? What are some of the things that you learned in the process that maybe you could pass on to some of these other guys?
Yeah, 100%. One thing that always sticks out to me is bad body language. I call it BBL. You just can't have that. I used to have bad body language when I was younger. What college coaches don't want to see bad body language at all, because they can just check you off the list right there and then. And with the kids that are coming up in this age, I think sticking with one club team and striving with that club team and trying to make it better, and helping the team get better, and not just doubting everybody else because you want to go to Duke or do you want to go to these big schools. Just focus on you and what stride you can go to just to be successful.
Yeah, Nico, what's another piece of advice that you could give maybe, some younger face-off guys in the recruiting process? Because, of course, you tore it up at the face-off X, and now you're committed to do great things. But what would you say to, a younger face-off guy going through this?
Yeah, 100%. I think mainly is to always work. You gotta put the time in, and then I put a lot of time in. Jobs never finish, I always think. But you always have to really, really put the time in, put the effort in, go to clinics, local clinics this one, a guy named Tommy Kelly. He runs Long Island Face-Offs. It's right around the corner. Just train, and you become successful. All about training. Put in the time, and yeah.
Yeah, and I also noticed, younger face-off guys out here, Nico is training a lot of them. What's kind of your philosophy there when you teach these young guys?
Yeah, I just always try to get the technique correct, try to get everything so off the whistle that nothing moves, just accept the hand, so there's no extra movement before the whistle, because that whistle, everyone's hands is a second fast. So if you move an inch with your left leg before your wrist, you're probably gonna lose a face-off or something like that.
So it's what is that matchup like, the face-off X? Do you gotta hate the guy in that? What is that? What do you pump yourself up before? Because like even in the club world, like you know who you're going against. Like
100%.
as you're driving in that car for 3 hours, like what do you? What?
Yeah. Well, main thing I do is I've been playing with Coach Zuma on Legacy for so long. We've been playing like the best of the best teams since we were so young. But when we play these teams, I just like look at the film and I always study myself, like always myself on the film and see like the bad things I did, if I ran off the field too early, if I didn't punch this way or a certain way. But you always got to learn like a little bit of players' tendencies and learn more about the player as you go on through your career so you can be better when you play them next.
Different breed, man. You guys are a different breed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, incredible. And Nico Cuttone, over 90% senior year, man. Congrats on a special high school career. We got something special for you, man. Brought to you by Stick Star. Special thanks to them. U.S. Club Lacrosse hat for you.
Hey.
If you want to rock that now for you.
Oh, immediate cred.
Uh-oh. Hey, this is fire. Shout out, what's it? Shout out what?
Stick Star.
Stick Star. Shout out Stick Star. This is fire. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Nico Cuttone. Nico, man, congratulations on a special senior season, taking Smithtown West to the Suffolk County Championship with a lot of help from your teammates. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, so this was Nico Cuttone out of Smithtown West. And, I mean, Brian, when you talked about, face-off being like a different breed, Cuttone has been excellent throughout his high school career, and now we see the face-off on now, and as we're getting into a different window of play.
But that's the thing about lacrosse, that community aspect. You develop those relationships, right? You're hardworking guys, and they work in these events. It's just a great thing.
I was going to say, how about the community, Zumo has been building, because he has a lot of those former Legacy 2024 Taz people here, and, us being able to get to, interview some Long Island, honestly, it's safe to say Long Island greats at this point after the high school career Cuttone had. And now we have some kind of greats in the making here with what we have out on the field. And the 11:45 window is about to close. As we talked to the director of Mad Dog before. Mad Dog East playing right now against Legacy East. And, man, Legacy East, I actually got a chance to see them play. And I know that you've seen this kid, Ethan Monaco, take the field before. And, he's out there. And he is, one of the fastest prospects that, I've seen in Suffolk County.
Yeah, just a goal scorer, an athlete, his ability to turn the corner, to get himself, into good shooting spots and good scoring spots. Definitely filled it up. He had a great Long Island showcase, both tryout process as well as his performance in the game. Definitely one of the guys to pay attention to out in Suffolk County.
Yeah, and on this screen right now, I believe it's the Tenacious Turtles, and their club program made a return after taking a break a little bit after that special group back in the day, and
kind of started a lot of this. I was working
17 group, I believe, right?
FLG and the New Simones and all those guys. That was the must-watch TV to get yourself on the field to watch those Turtles spin the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely understated it there with how special that group was.
Like,
I was a little young.
I was a little young. Showtime.
Yeah.
You got to go watch it, right? The greatest show on turf.
Oh, that's awesome. And, and the Turtles are back now. And, we're going to...
These are the 25s?
Yeah. These are the 25s. We'll get talking about them in a second.
A couple of committed guys. Ethan Bitran, long stick committee from Kings Park. Charlie Beasley in the goal from West Hampton. Luke DeMaria from Smithtown East. Smithtown West, Eric Kowalski. Braden Black, I see 15 on the roster for the Tenacious Turtles. What a returning for East Islip, and Coach Zumo. He had a great Long Island showcase. 6'4", 6'5", athletic, lefty, can shoot it.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and also with the Tenacious Turtles. I mean, you just mentioned, Black, and his partner in crime, at least in this summer Showdown, was actually a rival of his in the high school season. Liam Byrne was excellent yesterday as kind of the quarterback of that offense. But right now the Turtles did just let up a goal to Patriot Elite, and that program out of New Jersey, I mean, they're very talented in their own right.
Yeah, there's good players all over the place. That was a nice goal there.
And as you take another look there, low to high.
Yeah,
absolute rocket.
Patriot squad. Just they have a couple of D3 guys, D2 guys, Embry, Riddle, Skidmore, Drexel, Williams. Right, just again, there's a spot for everybody. This is two-way now.
Yeah, and Andrew Johnson, who's on that Patriot squad, really good player out of Del Barton, and we did just switch to the two-way game. Our first 2026 group that we're going to take a look at. And, I mean, this team has a lot of talent on this roster, and one of them is unfortunately not here, but one of the strongest prospects in the country on two-way, a player by the name of Crew Davis. I mean, it's rare for a high school lacrosse player to bench 320 pounds, but to do it as a 2026 prospect is absolutely insane. Had to give him some love there for what he's doing. And how about this another strong dodge down the alley as an overhand snipe.
Yeah, two-way. Just they have a knack of these two-way mid. Their name fits a lot of their players, right? Two-way, right? Their ability to not only dodge both hands, but to score with both hands down the alley.
Yeah, and I believe that was.
It was 15.
Yeah, Alex Coachella, and he's actually a 2027,
Yikes.
Believe it or not, playing with the 2026s.
Good way to get your name out there a little early.
Get lower in the shoulder, doing his thing. Yeah, man, he's an exciting player. And I mean, a lot of New England guys.
Yeah, it looked like a little fine there on the backside. 21, nice goal there by Billy Haggerty, Tackman, Iona Prep. Ability to catch loaded there, and didn't waste too much time, finding the back of the net. There's Bolger, right, 33. Gavin Bolger, midfield, Simsbury High School. I think you told me that he had 10 goals in one game.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous stuff. I mean, he is very, very exciting to watch.
Tremendous size at the midfield.
Are you guys purple? Team purple? Yeah.
And that will do it for the 11:45 games. Excited to see what we got on tap next, and we're going to be back with some more interviews. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this here at the Long Island Summer Showdown. We'll be back after the break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back here to the Long Island Summer Showdown. And now joining us, one of the top face-off specialists in the country, AJ Young. And AJ, of course, this is a huge summer, September 1st, almost here. What's it been like, going against some of the other top guys at the position all year?
It's been exciting, interesting, definitely a lot of high-pressure situations, but overall it's been pretty fun.
Why don't you talk about, maybe your experience with the Tomahawks and kind of what have they been doing to try to help you along in this very, difficult and at times stressful scenarios here?
Yeah, it's been great. I've played Tomahawks for a long time. Coach Cameron's been great so far, for all my years that I've been playing, and it's honestly just been a great experience.
Yeah, and with the Tomahawks, I've noticed, it's guys from different states in the New England area. So, what's the community like with all these different type of players?
Yeah, big majority is from New Hampshire, and then we have a couple players from Maine and Vermont. So it's pretty tight knit group of guys, I'd say.
So to those college guys that are here and that maybe watch this, what would they be getting with you in terms of as a player and what you bring to the table?
I'd just say probably a really hard worker. A guy who's open to try a lot of new things and be coachable.
How did the whole face-off thing? Always a face-off guy from day one, or how did that evolve? You guys are a different breed, man.
Yeah, I just picked it up, and I guess I got pretty good at it, so I just kept doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and big junior season coming up in the high school landscape as well. What are you most fired up about heading into your junior season?
Well, last 2 years we've won the championship for our league, so hopefully win another. That's what I want to do. That's the goal.
Yeah, that'll always help. Well, AJ, thank you so much for being here. But before you go, we want to give you something special. Big shout out to Stick Star. Here's a U.S. Club Lacrosse hat.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, put that thing on.
Yeah,
Let's
you gotta
go.
rock
Model
it.
that.
Thank you. It's
might get on the webpage.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Good luck. Good luck, man. Keep it going.
This is AJ Young from the New Hampshire Tomahawks. But we got one of his teammates coming up right behind him.
Little handoff, little win the face off, get him the ball, right?
Yeah, it's big number 5-0. It's going to be Griffin Seipel out of the Tomahawks. And Griffin, this group, especially the 2026 group for the Tomahawks, I saw you guys play at NLF. One of the things I've noticed about you in particular, but also the rest of this group, you guys play with a lot of juice, a lot of fire. What's that energy like that you play with on the field, and same with your teammates?
It just starts off the field. We all love playing with each other, and I think it's we coming from New England have that little chip on our shoulder, and I think coming in here playing against these bigger programs, I think it's good for us to get seen by these coaches, and we just love to be here. So yeah.
Talk about this event. What is it like to come and play in this kind of final event of the summer and just look down the sidelines and see all these perhaps guys that you would hope to suit up for maybe one day?
Yeah, it's pretty cool being on the field and kind of looking back and seeing all the schools you see on TV when you were younger, and it's pretty surreal. Knowing that these guys are looking at us to go to their schools. So yeah, it's been really fun, especially at this event. You got, I don't know how many coaches are here, a lot, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and I know you've been very busy this summer. How's the process been treating you so far with, all these tournaments and, that high school season all leading up to September 1st? How's it been?
Yeah, it's probably been tougher on my parents driving me around and stuff, but yeah, it's been really fun just getting to know all the guys around the summer circuit and just just playing together and having a good time. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, before you head out, another something special. We're back to our favorites at Stick Star. We got you a nice hat here. Put that on real quick.
Yes, sir.
Bring that back to New Hampshire, right?
Yes, sir. Of course.
The mall.
Looks great. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep going, man. Good luck.
So that was Griffin Seipel out of a very special 2026 group for the New Hampshire Tomahawks. And another 2026 prospect we're excited about that is joining us in just a moment it's the man who had 10 goals in one game.
He's looking at hard work. He's all sweaty. He's just got off the field.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll say just fresh off of a game right there. We saw you guys, score some goals. And over there at two-way, you guys always, producing some of the best players in the country. What's the experience been like?
I mean, it's amazing. We focus a lot on going both ways, playing defense, playing offense, and we just do a great job with that. It's a great job playing with two-way.
Talk about this event in terms of looking down the sidelines and kind of the last chance for this summer to get in front of a bunch of college guys, and there's definitely a bunch of college guys here, right?
I mean, yeah, it's awesome. It's this place to be. Getting the last look of the summer, just got to push through it, play your hardest.
Yeah, I mentioned that kind of in your introduction, scoring, having, those 10 goals. I mean, if you could kind of, take us through that exact game and how you were feeling.
I mean, yeah, that was a big game for us. Southington, they had a bunch of good seniors, and this was like more their year. And it was a great game from them. And then, I just started feeling it as the game got near the end, and just had to score some goals to get the team on the board and get the W.
Yeah.
What's been, in terms of this entire process, what are some of the things that, as you continue to evolve your game, what are some of the things that, one, you want college guys to know about you, and two, what are some things that maybe you're looking to, improve on and keep getting better at, to get onto those D1 radars?
I focused on going both ways, playing offense, playing defense, like our coach expects us to play. And just, going hard every play, getting ground balls, playing everything, and making sure to stay hydrated and eating the right foods.
Yeah, and, as the summer circuit's kind of wrapping up now and September 1st is on the way, I mean, how do you feel with how this circuit has kind of went for you?
I hope I got on some coaches' radars this summer, especially at this tournament, great tournament with a lot of coaches. But, looking forward to September 1st. And making sure I'm keeping my grades up and playing hard and just staying focused on my goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Griffin, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate
Gavin
it.
Bolger, two-way.
Yeah, excuse me, my bad, Gavin. Listen, presented by Stick Star. You put that thing on real quick. Special thanks to them.
All right, there you go.
US Club Blacks hat.
Thank you.
Looking good. Hey, good luck, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Definitely going to be following you this year.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Gavin Bolger. We'll be back with more action at the Summer Showdown right after this.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050.
We are back here at the Long Island Summer Showdown, but we also have a special guest coming back to the Varsity Media Sports Network and also coming back to Long Island. It's Mike Hungerford of now Mad Dog Lacrosse. And Mike, of course, you know, you had your time on Long Island, amazing with Farmingdale, now making the transition out west. How's it been?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I got to say, it's very interesting being back here on Long Island and not going to your house at night, not going to where you grew up and where you worked, everything. But that being said, it's great being out west. It's a tremendous life change. I've told a lot of people that if I hadn't have done it and know what I know now, I'd be really mad at myself. So I think I made a good decision.
What's been the biggest? I know this club scene. What's been the biggest maybe shock or surprise about seeing lacrosse on the other coast and kind of comparing it perhaps to Long Island?
I think that in the West Coast there's some great players, and it's not the depth of teams in terms of the quality of teams, and even the really good teams maybe don't have a tremendous amount of depth on their squads like maybe some teams out east have out east here in Long Island, Maryland, the hotbed, that so-called hotbed areas. I think the biggest challenge is the kids want to be great out west. They're not around it as much. They're not surrounded by it. They love it. They want to be coached. They can't get in a car and drive 20 minutes and go to a high-level shooting clinic or a camp or a showcase, you know? So when they get the opportunity to train and play, they're really into it. And I think the hardest thing is getting those kids, we have to come back here and play, not just for recruiting, but to play against good competition and to be able to see themselves being able to get on a plane and fly 3,000 miles to go to college. It's a big challenge. You know, as a parent of two kids that just didn't play college sports but went to school away from home, they were hundreds of miles away. Can you imagine going to school thousands of miles away? People are like, what do you mean they don't want to go? It's a little more of a challenge when you think it is, just wrapping your head around, hey, I'm going to go to Manhattan, I'm going to go to Rutgers, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, and living that far away. So that's the interesting challenge of it. But I love the fact that the kids are so into lacrosse there. It's now that the kids here aren't, but it's a different dynamic for sure.
Yeah, what's the recruiting process been like for, you know, the California kids compared to the New York kids that you worked with here this summer?
I think they do the same things. You know, you still have to play for your high school program. You have to go there and work every day because that's where you're going to play the most lacrosse for a short period of time, a few months at a time. They still do highlight film. They do the same things that's happening east. But, you know, the challenge is coming back east to play at events and play for us and play at events. And because travel is pretty arduous, you know, it's 5 hours on a plane and you can't go every weekend back and forth because that'll beat you up a little bit. So you have to stay for periods of time a little bit. And you have to live out of hotels and you have to challenge yourself to show up and play against the best the East Coast has to offer and the best the country has to offer. And I think that's the process. You got to embrace it. And I'll tell you, in California, it can be, you look on the weather station, weather, and it says, you know, 90 in California, 80 in California. The east humidity, I forget. You know, they come here and the kids are like, man, they gotta dig into it a little bit. They gotta lean into it a little bit because it's definitely not like it is back home for sure. You know, home being California for me now.
Yeah. What about this event? I know. Maybe perhaps you've been a big proponent of kids playing so much. The fact this is just kind of 2 games and you're done. In terms of you want your kids to show their best and not have a grueling 5-day tournament.
Yeah, people heard me say it. I'm a soapbox guy a little bit. I don't like the 3 games in one day unless if you're in a playoff on Sunday for a championship. It's very hard. The third game is always like there's always one game out of the 3 where you're pulling teeth a little bit of trying to get you coach as well. Yeah. And I think that 2 games with no championship. So there's none of that, we have to win to move on or we have to win to do this. Just play the best you can late in the summer. I really think this is Tom Zuma does a great job setting the event up he has for many years. I think it's the top event of the summer. And if you're out in the field, you see the coaches on the sidelines and everybody's here to see guys play because you have the depth you have teams from California, from Colorado, from Florida, from all different places. So the depth of talent and the range of talent is pretty vast,
How's the pizza out in California?
Oof, tough. That's a tough one. Not great. Not great. There's a place in Carlsbad, though, Knockout Pizza. The guy's from New York originally.
All right.
He's doing his best, but I haven't. I've been here a few days now. My 3rd trip to Long Island. I've only had pizza like once. Can you believe it?
It's about to change, my man.
No. Yeah. What do we got? No.
We gotcha.
Oh boy. What would be
I'm gonna make a wardrobe change because Mike, they delivered their pizza with the tuxedo and a tie, so I'm gonna change for a second, Mike. All right?
Okay, sure.
As you guys can continue on.
And Mike, I mean, you're a food reviews legend at Varsity Media, some might say, and I mean, we just happen to have some Mike's Underground here right for you.
Well, we're going to find out if it passed the test in just a few minutes right here, right? Does it pass the test? It has in the past, so we're going to expect
I hope it gets a thumbs up.
The box is perfect. It says, nothing says I love you quite like a Mike's Pizza. But nothing says I love you like having Mikey back on Long Island, man. Back with Varsity Media.
Yeah, welcome back.
We miss you, man, but no one better to serve those kids out there.
What do we got in here? What do we got?
I think the first one is some Roni.
All right.
Got some Roni. Can't go wrong with that.
Crispy pepperoni right there.
Yeah, like little cups. Yikes.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, holy shnikes.
Yeah, this is.
And this is, I guess, this is the Mary.
And I'll let you do the honors here, Mike.
Let's see what we got in here.
I love you, man.
Whoa. Ricotta, right?
Yeah.
Pepperoni, small square.
You want to go what's in front of you? Are you all right with that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm deciding like what I want to have
we could just reach off. We're all friends. We can. I'm gonna go Roni cups to start, and then I'm known to go for 2.
And I was like, I'll go what's in front of me.
I'll go right here. When I go square, I like the corner though. A bit of a corner.
Yeah,
you a corner guy?
Yeah, the corner. I usually knock out all 4 corners to start.
That's your plan?
And then if I'm
That's
still
your
hungry, then I'll still
struggling
go.
a little bit. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Maybe out of practice.
What?
No, it's
out of practice.
It's happening to me as well.
It's like riding a bike. You get right back on.
Yeah, no, you're right, Ed.
Here we go.
First bite.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, we got to move it.
I don't want to be a Dylan Butler.
Pull a Butler.
I'm the microphone right now. Yes, Dylan.
Oh my God.
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, it's hot and humid out here, but this pepperoni just is. It's spicy. It hits the. This
is awesome.
It hits it.
This is tremendous.
It's unbelievable. You know, they never lose, right? Mike's Underground always does it right. They always treat us good here, and
it always comes in, and it never fails, right? One thing about food is, aside just being really good, consistency, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of consistency.
Yeah, think about it.
It's
You know, it's a little bit
consistent.
closer. It's got to travel, right? It has to travel here, and it's still fresh. It's still hot, right? Just a tremendous job by Mike's, and
Oh yeah.
so you know that's the biggest question we always have for you, Mikey, as you're back. And does Mikey like it, and does it pass the test?
We need the opinion.
Come on, this certainly passes the test. We're going heavy thumbs up right now. You know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pry me away from this, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no one else coming on.
We're all of a sudden.
I mean, I'm shutting this down right now.
We're starting to become very
now.
much more popular. People are starting to get the aromas.
Yeah.
Coach.
There's a guy over here hanging on this truck.
Yeah, we got this guy over here from North Carolina. He doesn't know what pizza is. Get in here, Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
This is great. Well, thanks for
Lights
having me
out.
on. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for being here. We love having you back on the island. And, I mean, this Mike's Underground pizza, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go to town on this. We're going to be back with some more here on the Long Island Summer Showdown after the break. And make sure to stay tuned for the U.S. Lacrosse interview. That we have, U.S. Club Lacrosse interview with Dennis Noonan. It's a good one. And that will be playing during the break. Hello, everybody. I'm Jared Veluzzi, and joined alongside me, Dennis Noonan, the CEO of U.S. Club Lacrosse. Dennis, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely, Jared. It's a pleasure joining you here, and I'm excited to, talk to you about U.S. Club Lacrosse and what we got going.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys have had a ton of success, a lot of exciting things going on. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about U.S. Club Lacrosse?
Yeah, so U.S. Club Lacrosse is going into its 6th year, actually. I can't believe that it's actually been that long. But yeah, we've grown from kind of an idea that I had to, kind of rank teams and see where teams were in New Jersey. That's kind of where I started it. And I kept kind of grinding and trying to figure out how many teams there are, who are the best teams. And it slowly unfolded into a full kind of marketing ranking system that everybody now knows today, that we've had the most success up to date this past June, the highest numbers that we've ever had on our website. So it's been super exciting and kind of surreal that I can't believe that it's gotten to such a polarizing website here in the club market.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at it when you talk about the fact that you got, boys teams, girls teams, all these different age groups. I mean, that's got to be fun, just giving all these teams and kids exposure, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of, what my plan was. I think a lot of people over the years were like, we're the best team and we're the greatest thing. And it was kind of like, well, who really is the best? Is there a way for us to figure this out? And myself and my business partner kind of put our heads together and we came up with it. And it's, I think sometimes people use it as ammo of, who's the best. And it can be one of those situations where people don't use it, specifically the way I intended it to. But I think the thing that I'm most proud about is that now club teams know exactly who they're supposed to be playing against. Mm-hmm. So it kind of limits the amount of blowouts that, were happening 8-9 years ago, when I was a club director in the market.
Yeah, and like with these tournaments that, you guys are sponsoring, we have, of course, the Summer Showdown coming up and some other major tournaments like that. How exciting has it been this summer to see those events unfold?
It's really, really incredible, especially the Long Island Summer Showdown, where you have these top programs all coming together, and they're not really going for a championship, which I kind of appreciate. They're really going for true recruiting purposes, and you'll see the sidelines are just jam-packed. And when you have like a top-end matchup between our rankings, it's super interesting to see like how do the rankings match up with exactly how these teams are playing on the field. And that to me gets me excited when you have like a number 10 versus a 14, and it's a one-goal game, and everybody kind of sees like, man, maybe these rankings are pretty close to what these teams expect themselves to be. So it's really exciting to kind of watch the rankings and watch these tournaments kind of unfold, join from our rankings to them seeing them on the field.
And I've also noticed alongside these rankings, the new player ratings that you guys have come out with, player ratings, player profiles, and I saw that it was just released this summer. What do you like so much about that new aspect for the kids?
I'm really, really happy with our player ratings. We felt that it was time for us to kind of move into not just ranking teams, but to the players. So we went and hired former directors, people that know a little bit about club lacrosse, college coaches, and we formed a team. So I really didn't want it to be myself, front and center trying to do this myself. Let's hire a team of 7-8 people that are trying to find the best players in the country. And I think they did a really wonderful job of regionalizing it, where in the past, it's kind of just been a list of the top 25, top 50 players. And now they regionalized it to who are the top players in the Midwest and the West and the South. And, I think they're just starting out, and it's only going to get bigger. And it's really exciting to see where this is going to go as they continue to see the kids over the summer and continue to evaluate tapes all summer for us to unveil another bigger list come in August.
Yeah, and with that, of course, growing with all the players, the clubs, from what you've seen at U.S. Club Lacrosse throughout your 6 years, how's the growth of the game really expanded?
I think the bigger growth is definitely in the Midwest and the West. I think that's where we've seen a bigger pocket. The South was always kind of a little bit better than people thought they were. I think the Midwest and really, the California pocket, Utah pocket, and Colorado, those teams aren't just like a cute story anymore. They're really good. And in years past, they almost had to create these massive all-star teams to compete. They really don't now. Now the kids know how to play. They've been growing up playing since they've been little. And now when those teams come to the East Coast, again, it's not this cute, fun team anymore. Now it's this is a real program, and we better be ready to play because they're going to beat us up if we don't take them serious.
Yeah, and have you seen the change in rankings throughout the years of, different regions and different areas being represented a little bit more compared to prior?
1,000%. I mean, you really do see a lot of the, I was saying, the Midwest and West teams are now in the top 10 where they used to be in the top, 25 and 50. And even some of the, I'm downplaying the South, but the North Carolina pocket, I think I noticed that more this year, that you're starting to see kids out of that Charlotte area that are just tremendous lacrosse players, and the teams are really good. And it's really nice to see when it's not a national team and it's a regional group of kids that are kind of putting their name on these rankings in the top 10. And that's really exciting, I think, for the game. And it should be for everybody that is, a lacrosse fan.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to see. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a ton of teams from all over the country at the Summer Showdown. We'll send it back to the event now. Dennis, thank you for your time. I'm Jared Veluzzi. Back over to you guys at the Summer Showdown.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050.
Welcome back here at Sousa for the Long Island Summer Showdown as the 12:30 game's just about to wrap up. And before that, let's get into some amazing highlights from this tournament. And I'm just so pumped up because there's been some incredible plays throughout these last 2 days. I mean, Brian, we saw some here today, but let's take a look.
Yeah, face off. Look at this scrap coming down. You know, it doesn't like a face-off goal. You know, I think that's the biggest evolution of these face-off guys is the ability not only to win face-offs, but the fact that there's such a threat on the offensive end.
Yeah, folks. And then we'll take a look at this. I think we know this guy a little bit. That's David Disqui.
Yeah, definitely going to Hopkins. You know, going to spend next year at Loomis, right? He's scored a whole bunch of goals this year. Probably the best player in Nassau County, an All-American for Syosset High School.
Yeah, Loomis Chaffee is going to be amazing, and this is Matt Triolo doing Matt Triolo type things.
Yeah, big left-hander. Going to Delaware, right?
Yeah, what a steal for them.
Yeah,
man.
huge, right? One of the best players out here. Great finisher. He's been scoring goals. I remember watching him in the Long Island Showcase as a rising sophomore.
Yeah, and how about we go over to Upstate with the diving finish from Orange Crush.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Orange peel there as he peels his way towards the goal to stay away from the crease. But that was a great one-on-one move. Stopped on a little hockey stop.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, we've seen some amazing goals, some amazing saves. Now we'll take a look. BBL going against what looks like Express in the 2025 bracket.
5-hole, I saw this one. There we go. Beats him down the alley. Great finish.
Hey, man, high bouncers will
go.
go.
Especially when you start to run out of room, right? You can't go top. You find that sweet spot between the legs.
Yeah, we've seen some amazing dodges down the alley. Some great defense as well. And how about this time? Coming from X.
Yeah, that top side dodge, you just that's the number one thing when you see these attackmen, their ability to dodge from X and, shoot from low angles. Here's Delaberti. Left hand roll back. Right hand, left hand. We saw BTB today. Ohio State's getting a kid who can absolutely fill up the net. They put those Buckeye stickers on the back of helmets.
Yeah.
I think he might get a bunch of those before he's done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the best shooters, and that time you saw it with his offhand. I mean, he's been excellent. And how about this? Goal or no goal?
That's the toughest call in lacrosse is that crease.
Mm-hmm.
That's the summer showcase. It's a goal.
Yeah.
It's a goal. Full goal.
And now here's the final one.
This is the Turtles.
Yeah, how about the pole run in transition?
That's Black. I don't even need to
Braden
know.
Black, yep.
Right, Braden Black saw a lot of those goals scored in the Long Island Showcase. 6'4". I think he's a swimmer, right? He definitely has that long, lean,
He's
athletic body, right? That's going to, fit very well in a college jersey in a couple of weeks. I think he'll get scooped up pretty quick before the school starts.
Yeah, I was going to say his ceiling is through the roof, and, he was on a senior-led East Islip offense.
How good was East Islip offense that
Ridiculous.
he wasn't, getting major run? It's crazy.
I know. So now next year, I mean, if you're Coach Zumo, who, we talked to earlier in the broadcast, had a great interview with him, he's got to be pumped to have a guy like Braden Black coming, through his offense once again as a senior. He's going to be excellent.
Yeah, and Zumo's really good at putting those offensive guys in the right position, so he's going to find and put Black in great positions to score a lot of goals this year.
And as the 12:30 games end, we have a couple entertaining 1:15 battles as it's both the 25s and the 26s, but for the 2026s, I mean, two extremely talented groups within the Annapolis Hawks and 3D New England Red. I mean, both of those groups are loaded. And then you have Mad Dog West taking on the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
Yeah,
we spoke to a few kids on that group. I mean,
yeah, the
loaded.
college chairs are heading right now to Field 4 and to Field 3, up and down, full of college guys looking to, get into those. Those September 1st is coming quick for these 26s, and it's definitely a loaded group.
Yeah, and what's amazing about, Sousa Complex, I think, Coach Zumo touched on it a little bit, especially, with these three fields, Field 4 and Field 3, two amazing matchups. They're what it seems like inches away, basically.
Yeah,
coaches
you don't
could
have to move far.
easily catch both games, no question,
Yeah.
and really get to see a ton of prospects in the same exact time window. And that's awesome.
And how about just this? We watched some social media clips, but just how about the impact that's had on probably both, the events as well as the recruiting game. The fact that you can have U.S. Club Lacrosse, my kids go to the tournaments looking for representatives of U.S. Club Lacrosse just to get a clip. Like if you make a play, did they get it right? Is it going to be out there for everybody to see? And those things go viral. And the fact that college guys can not only recruit from their chairs here at the event, but they can watch. Even though it's just one clip or one highlight, you at least get your name onto someone's radar, and then next thing you know, you're Googling, and next thing you know, you're watching them live and in person. So kudos to U.S. Club Lacrosse for their really great work with the social media.
Yeah, videographers have really changed the game in that aspect, and especially, the people running these type of accounts, especially when you take a look at what U.S. Club Lacrosse is doing, they're getting, a ton of video, and it's guys where, I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I'm seeing, 2026 or 2027 absolutely shredding the cage. I'm like, okay, who is this guy? And, where is he going to go? And I just get interested.
We're in that, that immediate, what you see, and it doesn't, I don't need to see 35 clips of a guy. If I see one, and now all of a sudden I have at least the name in the back of my head. But it's kind of like similar to what you see with basketball, right? You go to a Lehigh basketball game, and there's 55 guys under the net with cameras trying to catch that shot or that video that's really going to hit. And it's good to see it making its way to the lacrosse game because there's so many great plays that are made, and it doesn't have to be in the at the end of a game. It's in the middle of a game somewhere, and the fact that you're capturing these moments for these kids and it's great for recruiting, but it's also good for kids, right? In terms of, the fact that their hard work can be rewarded. That shot that Delaberti had, that he practiced in the backyard, you get to see it actually come to. But there's also a negative side to that too. Is but it's good to see a lot of team play here. But it's do you do a little bit too much trying to make that Instagram roll?
Yeah, it's all about balance and letting it come naturally, and it's just so interesting, how that's helped, evolutionize the game. And it's just you see a kid make a nice play, and then you see him in real life, and it's oh yeah, I saw him have behind the back at the summer showdown, and now he's doing it in the high school season.
I think it's a part of it. I think a part of it is just kind of building your own name and building your own, brand, right, that you're able to do out of social media.
Then you got these 115 games as, I believe, 3D New England Red and the Annapolis Hawks. That's going to be extremely entertaining just with, the talent that are in those groups. But you'll look at the Annapolis Hawks, and, one of the guys that, I want to get into is Blake Connor. He's bigger goalie in the sense of, over 200 pounds, but he does a really good job at tracking the ball. He's been outstanding for the Hawks, and, it's going to be fun to see what he does against these 3D New England shooters. And then the other game for the 2026 is Mad Dog West versus New Hampshire Tomahawks Purple. And, Brian, I don't know if you've ever seen this kid for the New Hampshire Tomahawks, Bennett Matthews. Extremely athletic. He's an athletic freak.
Yeah, he moves different, right? Scouts, over 100 points in his high school season. Tremendous athletic midi, right? That is going to, definitely be on a lot of D1 radars.
Yeah, and also from out west, there are a ton of really good 2026 recruits, as the Sixers were just playing earlier, and joining us in just a moment. He's a hard guy to miss. You see how big Nick Parker is. Yeah, he couldn't. But now joining us, it's Nick Parker from Sixers Lacrosse. And Nick, this, of course, is such a huge summer for your recruiting. You're out of Colorado. You had a great high school season, and now you're doing it on the summer circuit. How's the process going for you?
It's going really good. Like, I had a lot of fun this spring making it to state championship with Arapahoe back in Denver, but the competition is just great out here, and playing against new guys, playing against new teams, it's really good to try to, like, obviously show yourself in front of coaches, but also, like, win with your team and have success.
Talk about your maybe journey as a lacrosse player. Like, when did it start? Right? When was the first time you got that stick in your hand? Always been a defender? How's the process been for you?
I started back in kindergarten because my dad played club lacrosse in college, so I've kind of always had a stick in my hand. And yeah, it's just really fun. I play attack, so it's been a lot of fun, obviously scoring goals and just like hanging out with my team and having success in this tournament so far.
Yeah, and you say, you're down there at attack, and at 6'6", I'm sure everyone's been like, use your size to your advantage or anything like that, but how would you describe your game as a player and, what colleges would be getting?
I think it's just I'm really versatile. I can shoot the ball really well. I can pass the ball really well. I can dodge really well. So, and obviously with my size, if I'm up against like a bigger defender, it's easier for me to use my size to get through him, but also use my feet to get around him as well. So I'm a very versatile player, and I think it's just I'm a complete package.
Awesome. Any other sports you play?
No, I don't play any other sports.
Right.
Just lacrosse.
So what in terms of like September 1st coming up, nervous, right? What are some of your emotions as you're kind of all that work, and hopefully it pays off for you with those phone calls?
Yeah, I think honestly everyone's nervous for September 1st, but obviously that'll be a really exciting day to see like who calls me, who doesn't, and like where I'll end up in the future, because that's like a big day for me and my entire life.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you guys in high school made it to the state championship game. How excited are you for that junior season with those guys?
I'm really excited. We only graduated a couple guys, and I've been really close with a lot of guys on my team for a lot of my life, so it's going to be a really fun year.
Yeah, well, Nick, before you head out, we got an amazing hat from our people at Stick Star. Why don't you go ahead and put this on? We'll see if we can try to get you. You can take the headset off if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Go, man.
Well,
Bring that
you,
back
Nick.
to Denver.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For being
Good
on
luck,
the show.
man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was Nick Parker from Colorado, and now joining us, his teammate, the guy who has been excellent between the pipes out west. It's Quinn Cook from Sixers Lacrosse. Quinn, thank you for being here and making the trip all the way out to New York for one of the final summer events. I mean, how's it been so far, here at the Long Island Summer Showdown for you?
It's been awesome. I'm just doing my best to get on the balls I can, and then if the one gets past me, just let it go, having that short memory and just being in the now, But it's a really good environment. It's unique where the parents aren't on the field. Like that was just the coaches and your teammates and stuff. But it's good teams, good competition. It's just fun to be out here.
So talk about being in the goal and looking down the sideline and looking at all these college guys, right? How do you feel?
It's a little nerve-wracking, this is a big summer for us. It can either make or break your future, But it's cool seeing them, and it's cool tons of just different colleges, so lots of exposure, but. It's a little nervous, but we can deal with that.
Yeah.
We can deal with those nerves.
Yeah. We're used to that as goalies, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you had an all-conference type of season during your sophomore campaign. What's been the key for your success in net as of recently?
I guess the biggest thing for me is just confidence. When I'm confident, it's on point. That's the biggest thing I've been working on. But also is making those smart plays, making a smart play in the clear and not rushing in, taking a breath, and just. Doing my thing, and there's some solid other schools out there in Colorado, so not let them intimidate you, especially Valor Christian, big name out there, but not getting worried about that and just kind of taking it one step at a time,
So just talk about what's the difference between you talk about your high school success, talk about you prepare any differently for a summer campaign or a summer season than you would. For your high school teams?
No, I do a lot of things the same, visualizing and kind of getting ready for, the games coming up. But I guess the biggest thing is out here, the games are back-to-back, whereas high school season, you only got one game. So that's a little bit different. So just making sure I'm hydrated and all that stuff, especially when it's hot out here.
Yeah, humidity,
right? Yeah, humidity is a big change in Denver. But it's just, making sure that, my body's in good condition, all that stuff, not sore. Like make sure you stretch, massage gun, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
just as a former, I played goalie. To all those college guys out there, what kind of goalie are they getting with you?
I'd say, that's a good question. I'd say the biggest thing with me is, I'd say I've got pretty solid game sense. Like I know where to be if people get uncomfortable out of the net and getting hit up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I can run up the sideline, all that stuff, and then also as normal goalie, getting on the saves, just doing my best. Everyone has off games. But just making sure that I'm consistently trying to make those saves and getting on that stuff and hopefully win us a few games,
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Yeah, Quinn, can't wait to see what you and the Sixers do, especially what you do in the high school season. And
you got a
just
Long
like
Island
your
guy
teammate,
out there, right? He's Langtree. He's a
Brian Langtree.
He's the guy. He's the guy. He runs the program, or is he your coach?
Both. He runs the program and he's our coach. So, but yeah, he's really good. He's played pro 13 years out from here in Long Island.
He can shoot it.
He's pretty solid. And his son Gus Langtree, he's a stud. So,
all right.
Yeah. But
awesome stuff.
And you've had a great experience with the Sixers?
Oh yeah. I've been playing for them for solid few seasons now, but love the team. Wouldn't want to switch for the world. But solid kids, good community, great coaches. It's amazing. Love it.
That's awesome. Well,
Now
hey
you
man,
get a hat.
you get a nice hat from our amazing people at Stick Star. Make sure to put that thing on.
Got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, rock it. There it is.
Yeah.
Man,
appreciate
looks great
you
on
guys.
you.
3 more saves a game. We're in that thing, all right?
100%,
Nice
man.
meeting you guys. Thank you.
You're gonna see the impact
Thank you for
on
your
that.
time. Yeah, thank you guys.
Represent.
And that was Quinn Cook from the Sixers out in Colorado. As we're going to take a quick break here, but we have a ton of 2026 action after the break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Yeah, he's already going there.
Welcome back to the Long Island Summer Showdown. And now joining me and Brian Soper, it's Tom O'Grady from the University of Florida.
Go Gators.
Coaching the club circuit. Yeah, get that
Chomp.
Gator chomp in there.
Nice.
And Tom, you're here recruiting for an amazing club program. And when you take a look at club lacrosse, players that decide to go that route, what would they be getting in your program?
So from a lacrosse playing standpoint, we're competition levels like at Division II. In fact, we scrimmage some of those Division II schools in Florida in the fall every year. So it's very, very competitive. The conference we're in, the Southeast Lacrosse Conference, is one of the better in the nation. We get an automatic qualifier if you win the conference, and then we usually get a couple at-large bids as well for 16 teams that go to nationals.
Wow.
So talk about like in terms of you're here at this event, like how perhaps is your recruiting maybe different from some of the top guys? What are you looking for, and trying to find that diamond in the rough, or kid perhaps who's getting maybe not so much love?
Yeah. So at these events, it's hard because we don't have GPA and that kind of stuff. So I'm always looking for the athlete that I think can compete. And then we make contact with their coaches. We want to make sure they're, number one, a good person, and then we ask about their grades. And if they're a good kid and they have good grades, then we're definitely interested in recruiting them. So it's been good. I've been out on the road since June 1st. This is my 15th event, and I think we've had somewhere between 40 and 50 kids contact us during that period saying they wanted more information. So it's exciting. It's hard. We're educating people to let them know we're an academic school, because our admission is like Ivy League or the service academies, and a lot of people don't realize that. So that eliminates a couple of kids right off the bat, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah, and playing against like other schools down south, because I've seen videos of like South Carolina, Texas A&M. I mean, how would you describe the atmosphere of like those kind of games that you guys play in?
Yeah, so when we have our rivalry games, which is Georgia and that school in Tallahassee that
not to be named,
that I don't speak of, it's packed. It's sideline to sideline. The bleachers are full. It's always on a 7 o'clock at a night game. When we went to Tallahassee this year, they actually brought the pep band out, and they had, I thought I was going to see the guy on the horse with the spear. It's it's the full experience. It's really, really, really cool.
Yeah, just talk about just the overall, like the atmosphere of Florida. Just the kids to be able to go there and see big time football, and just an overall college experience, and then to get to play some lacrosse. What's better than that?
Yeah, we get a lot of kids that look at the New England schools with the high academic standards, but they want a little bit bigger campus and that football experience that you talk about. 6 Saturdays out of the year, it's a pretty special place to be. So.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to see some future Gators here today and what you guys do on the MCLA circuit. Well, Tom, thank you so much for hopping on the show.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Go Gators.
Yeah, as always. So that was Tom O'Grady with the Florida Gators of the MCLA, and man, I've seen videos of like the MCLA.
I didn't even put two and two together. I have a long stick midi at Oyster Bay who's going to Florida, so I'm going to step aside for a second and just drop some knowledge over here, because he's a really good player who could play. He had Division II offers, Division III offers, but he wants to go to a place that's going to challenge him academically, as well as a place that he gets that college experience, and he chose Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. Florida and Florida State, the way he was like describing that kind of rivalry, man, special.
Yeah, there's a spot for everybody.
Yeah, and he's going to be looking at some of these 2026s, as are we, because these games are where it's really going to get interesting with all these coaches. The 25s are almost done, and the one that we got on our screen, it looks like it's Mad Dog and the New Hampshire Tomahawks. And before our series of interviews, Brian, we got into the New Hampshire Tomahawks a little bit. Bennett Matthews for the Tomahawks is, one of the most athletic middies in the country, and he took his team to a state championship appearance in New Hampshire, but, simply moves different. He's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, the Tomahawks are a great program. They have some good youth teams and a lot of talent, not a traditionally thought of as a lacrosse hotbed, but they sure can play.
And AJ Young almost went straight to the rack and finished. We talked to him earlier if you want to go check out that interview afterwards. And now we're going to take a look at some rankings, though, here in the class of 2026. It's the U.S. Club Lacrosse Top 25 boys teams, and a team that we have coming up at 2 o'clock, Express Chaney, number 1 in the country. At number 18, the team on your screen right now, the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Just inside the top 20. And then, of course, Next Level Blue is here. Hopefully we get a look at them. And then a couple other great programs. Team 91 Orange Storm on Long Island is outstanding. And, of course, Mad Dog National at number 11. But the Western kids are playing right now. And, you know, these kids from Cali and the West Coast, they can ball.
Yeah, it's just from all over the United States, you know. And, again, just you look at the list, and just to be on that list, you better believe that you can play.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, there's the top 25 is no joke.
And for Mad Dog West, as we'll take another look here for the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Team that, you know, does such a great job moving the rock. And they were able to find an open shot here. But, I mean, this Tomahawks offense loaded. And just going to be an exciting group to see. And how about that step down laser there from the Tomahawks to, you know, get back from that goal that they let up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, we just had a couple goalies on before. I mean, you got to give them credit. These kids are really slinging the ball at a high level.
Yeah, and that goal earlier from that step down was Camden Hayden from Bishop Girton. And that school is one of the best that you'll see, I believe, in the New England area. They're always competing for state championships. And it's awesome seeing, you know, these New England guys going against the West Coast studs.
The pole goal there. It's like number 32 for Mad Dog.
Yeah, it's Leo Salata.
Yeah, from Coronado. Just a great take by him. Shakes off some checks.
Yeah, how about it?
Just, you know, just on the screen, just an athletic, strong build.
Yeah, this is going to be, well, halftime now, but a fun battle at the face-off X when we return. You know, Kevin Ratzlav out of Mad Dog going against one of the nation's best within A.J. Young. We'll talk about that matchup in a little bit after the halftime break. As the teams step away, we will as well, and we'll be back after the halftime break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, parents.
Welcome back to the Long Island Summer Showdown. And we have another guest joining the show. It's Ethan Bramoff out of St. Anthony's High School, and according to the U.S. Club Lacrosse, Express Channy, #1 in the country right now. And Ethan, I mean, it has been an amazing spring and summer for you, and recently ranked the #1 player in the country. I mean, how's all this feeling so far?
It feels great being a part of both. Coming off a great school year with St. Anthony's finishing 3rd in the country, having some big wins there, and rolling over momentum into the summer season. It was good. Came off a bad loss last weekend, but overall the summer's been going pretty good.
Talk about maybe being that #1 team. It's, you know, Channy, little bullseye in your back all summer. You know, what is that like in terms of week in and week out? I'm sure you guys feed off of it.
Definitely. It's every single game where every team's Super Bowl, whether it's a consolation game, pool play game, championship, or every team's Super Bowl. So it's tough having a target on the back, but it's something we take pride in.
Yeah, and during your sophomore year at St. Anthony's, I mean, your guys' schedule, you ran the gauntlet, Haverford, Lawrenceville, all the top teams in the country. You saw Chaminade, of course, multiple times. I mean, going against those type of offensive players every single game, what was it like and, how to make you a better player?
I mean, I know our coach Keith Weiswick loves having a tough schedule. Our guys loved having the tough schedule, and we felt like we had something to prove coming off of graduating so many kids last year. No one really thought we were going to be the same team we were. But having the tough schedule and doing how we well, I think we proved ourselves that we were still competitive this year as one of the top teams in the country.
Forget about the team stuff for a while, but like the individual stuff and the U.S. Lacrosse, Club Lacrosse puts out rankings and stuff like that. Like, what is that like for you in terms of, being ranked so high, and like, how has it motivated you to become an even better player?
Being ranked 1 was just a surreal feeling. Like, just to be at the top of the class of a sport that has a lot of kids playing all over the country, all over the world. It's a surreal moment. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's that journey been like, with Express Channy, leading up to your rising junior year, all throughout summer lacrosse? What's it been like?
It was just a lot of hard work. It was a lot of fun. I'm just glad I've been able to do it with the kids that I've been growing up with forever now, been playing with forever. That's what's making it so special. That's why it's been so fun.
So what about, September 1st is coming? What are some of your hopes? What are those guys that when they call you up, what are they getting when they get an Ethan Bramoff onto their campus?
Honestly, I'm way far behind in where I should be in the recruiting cycle. I really have no clue where I want to go, but I'm going to take my time with it, hopefully make the right decision for me personally, academically and athletically, and just choose the right fit for me.
So you pumped for September 1st or what?
Very pumped. Nervous, but very excited.
Yeah, we can't wait to see, what you decide to do in this whole recruiting process. And Ethan, we got a hat for you, brought to you by our guys at Stick Star. And here you go, U.S. Club Lacrosse. Put that thing on.
Seems awesome.
Yeah, man. It'll make you get like 1 million takeaways a game. So, yeah, Ethan, thank you for hopping on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck, man.
Yes.
All right.
So that was Ethan Bramoff, the top 2026 prospect in the country out of St. Anthony's High School. As Express Channy will be on at 2 o'clock. We'll have our attention back to the 2026s now as the New Hampshire Tomahawks take on the, of course, Mad Dog West, and we were talking about it earlier. It's such an amazing matchup between these two tremendous programs. And Brian, like what we've seen so far has been, back and forth, a lot of evenness, and my goodness. And we talked about Bennett Matthews before. You see why we talk about 13 for the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Matthews doing Matthews things.
Look, roll back here, stops on a dime, absorbs a check, gets that stick free, and top cheese, right, top corner. Unbelievable shot, right, through kind of a screen there. But you see that just moves differently. Ability to stop on a dime, get your hands free. He doesn't need much room to unleash that tomahawk.
Yeah, man, top shelf for Matthews. He puts it away. And the one thing I really liked about his game is, not only does he do it on offense, give him the ball to clear. He can do some dangerous things. But here we go the other way. Mad Dog West, it was some amazing ball movement, but the Tomahawks defense looked like they recovered just in time.
Yeah, good job. Way to recover. You just saw Bramoff we just interviewed. It's just like these poles out there are big, long, athletic. They communicate so well. That's what a lot of these college guys are looking for, right? The big, rangy defender, but also who's a good team defender. And that was a great job stopping that ball and stopping any transition for the Mad Dog squad. Yeah, that was Tobin there, right? Left-handed attacker, number 4, St. Margaret's Episcopal. He got to the top side there, pretty simple, right, to get to that middle of the field for his hands free.
Yeah, and Tobin, I mean, he's a balanced lefty attackman. You know, when you talk about what you want in a lefty attacker, you look at Andrew Tobin because, you know, not only can he score the ball, he's got the vision to feed the rock too. You know, 29 goals and 24 assists during his sophomore year. Tobin showing, you know, that smooth dodging that we just saw. He could also unleash it. And, you know, he's a big reason why, you know, his school took a CIF title back home. And it's crazy to think Tobin's just a sophomore with, you know, almost 30 goals on the year.
It's hard. Like when you develop a little bit of a reputation as a feeder. The next thing you know, you shoot the ball. Like you're very hard to defend if you're able to, you know, both feed and score the rock.
And both teams getting some goals here early on.
Yeah, this is up and down this game.
Yeah, and you know when I interviewed, I believe it was Griffin Seipel. You know, I talked about the juice and the energy the Tomahawks bring, and we're seeing it, man. They're flying up and down the field. And another opportunity shot just wide. That was Matthews once again as his helmet popped off, but he's all good. And it looks like the Tomahawks will retain possession.
Yeah, it's that downhill, quick-paced, early offense. Again, good job getting to the middle there. Absorbs a check. You know, you don't score 100 points unless you're willing to get into those dirty areas, and you saw it right there.
Yeah, he's not afraid of some contact. You know, I mean, you had this one play in the high school season where, you know, like lower the shoulder, bull dodge type of play. And, oh, here comes Mad Dog West, not afraid to unleash it from deep. How about it?
Yeah, a little scrum, offensive to get the ball on the ground, leads to transition opportunity. I think it's number. Good, starts with transition, long pole, head up, little fake, gets it to the point. Not going to slide to me. I'm going to bury it.
Yeah, making him pay right
Number
there.
6, that was Luke Byrne, Loyola High School. Attacker. Nice catch, way to curl the ball as the point attackman, his feet were moving, and you know, you're looking to get that skip, or you know, if no one plays you, fire the ball. He was definitely ready.
Yeah, Loyola High School. It seems like they're always in the mix when it comes to Los Angeles lacrosse, of, you know, who the top teams are. And, you know, you got a guy like Luke Byrne who, you know, can make plays like that in transition. Certainly helps when, you know, you're fighting for championships.
Yeah. You know, that's like, you know, you look at Byrne, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but, you know, he's got that quick wrist action, that heavy shot, as you saw there, was able to score from range. And every coach out here is looking for a guy who can score from distance.
Yeah, and it looked like that was Tobin on the shot.
Good stop there. Goalie Royce Hesterberger, 2026, New Hampton School.
Oh, filthy skip pass by Tobin.
Yeah, Mad Dog's goal there was scored by Andrew Moravli, right attackman, Santa Margarita Catholic, off the feed from Tobin. Look at a little skip high. There's that vision we're talking about. Boom, little skip look, backside, take an extra step there. Nice goal. It's a goal fest here on field.
Yeah, I was going to say, flying right now. And here's the Tomahawks are flying, Mad Dog's flying. Listen, they get a chance in transition. They are taking it. I mean, that's also the confidence in their shooting abilities. And listen, we're seeing it. We've seen some good saves, but, you know, we've also seen some snipes from both squads so far.
You know, and also the fact that you have a... You have a face-off guy in A.J. Young who you're pretty confident that if you score, he can keep getting you the ball back. Good save there.
Yeah, it was a great stop. Quick outlet, too.
Hesterberger.
It looked like they were unable to handle it.
Mad Dog's not afraid to sling it either.
No, that's definitely been the beauty of this contest so far when, you look at, how these teams are playing. And also, Brian, I want you to take a look at number 19 for the New Hampshire Tomahawks because absolutely bruiser of a midfielder that, we're going to talk about Brody Helton in a little bit. And he does some great things as Tomahawks almost cashing in there. Oh, making it look easy there. It's Matthews.
Matthews again.
Yeah.
There's that man again.
Yeah, you see that's the smooth dodging, it looks almost effortless in, what Matthews is doing out there, but it just shows his athleticism is simply on a different level. And, some people might have been doubting in the fact where it's like, okay, he plays like New Hampshire Public School lacrosse, but hey, this is why you have the summer circuit because he is dominating out there against some really good competition. He shows, hey, I'm one of the nation's best athletes. There's a reason why I'm one of the top recruits in the country.
He can rev it up real quick. He's going from cash. Looks like he's just passing the ball around. Next thing you know, he's top side in the middle of the field with his hands free, and you got a real problem.
There's the Tomahawks and Mad Dog in an entertaining one. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some more action, some interviews. Stay tuned.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to the Summer Showdown here in Central Islip. And now joining us, it's Jay Cohn from Team 91 South, one of those sought-after 2026 prospects. And, Jay, of course, this is a massive event with all these college coaches. What's the experience been like so far?
It's been going great, and it's just nice to see all these college coaches' faces out here watching you play.
Talk about this event, right? What has it been like with your team to travel up here to Long Island and kind of maybe see where you stack up against some other highly ranked programs?
Yeah, it's been great just hanging out with the fellas out here and just getting a chance to compete. Down south where we all come from, it's not the highest level of competition, and then you come up here and you get to play some great guys.
Yeah, and with that level of competition, when you guys go out there and, prove you belong, how does it feel, when you, do well against, the top competition?
Yeah, it feels great because, you're always kind of the underdog when you rep South on your shirt, and then when you come out and kind of smack them in the face, it feels nice.
Talk about your game a little bit as an attackman, right? So, those college coaches that are watching, what would they get, in number 15?
Just a dog on the ride and just looking for open teammates.
Yeah, man. And another thing, like you mentioned, when you talk about, riding, team play, how important are the little things to your game?
I feel like they're very important. My high school coach always stresses blue-collar ethics and, working really hard. So that's where I try and strive to be.
So in terms of the recruiting process, we want to stay down south. What does a perfect scenario look like for you?
I mean, I'm really open to, any interest that comes my way, and just good thing I have great coaches behind me to help me navigate through that.
Yeah, talk about you, coach. Talk about 91 South and what that's been like in terms of the coaching and perhaps how you guys have seen the evolution of your program.
I mean, he's already done great things with my brother, getting him to go play at the next level with Jacksonville, and he's already answered so many questions that I have about the process and what I should expect.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, like, your brother at the next level. September 1st is almost here, man. You pumped for it?
Yeah, I am really excited. It's really surprised to be here now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, we can't wait to see where you go. And Jay, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was Jay Cohn from Team 91 South out there in the Carolinas, as Jay and Team 91 South making a statement here at the Long Island Summer Showdown, especially when they, come out to the island. And, it's been fun seeing, all these teams from different areas.
Yeah, and I think that's part of this club process is that, it used to be that, the Northeast was kind of done, but now everywhere can play. And, he talks about, trying to prove himself as the South. Well, North, South, East, West, it doesn't matter. Across the border, it doesn't matter. Canada, every team can play. Every team has guys. Every single team. It doesn't even matter. Every team every field has Division 1, 2, 3 guys just looking at it right now. And, it doesn't matter if there's 32 guys on a roster committed or 5, right? Those 5 can really play.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we got some fun 2 o'clock games on the way. And, Brian, like, when we were watching that Tomahawks game against Mad Dog West, we really eyed in on it, but that looked like one of the most fun games of the day.
Yeah, it's up and down. It's, and then you see that, maybe some of these rosters don't have a, like a 91 Shock or Channy where every single kid's going to be the D1 guy, but that 1 or 2 D1 guys on those squads, wow, right? Are they impressive? It's to get to see them in person here at this event is amazing.
And those Tomahawk shooters fired away there, but a great save for Mad Dog West. As I want to say, it might have been DeFrancisco in net for Mad Dog, but when you look at Dom DeFrancisco, and I do think it was him because he's a very talented lefty goalie. But, to be a 4-year varsity player as a goalie, that's pretty impressive. He had a great season. But, I mean, Brian, you would know this playing as a goalie. It's not easy, especially in this age group, to be facing shots from guys that are, 2-3 years older than you.
Yeah, and it definitely, a couple of goalies that we've had on talk about confidence. And that's the biggest thing is can you take that amount of shots? Can you be able to play, after maybe a bad game, right? There's no way if you're a 4-year starter that every game is going to be, perfect, right? You're a freshman going against grown men. But that ability to kind of every year you gain experience, you gain confidence. And, yeah, I mean, 4-year starter, sign me up. If I'm a Division I guy or Division II guy and I need a guy, I want a guy who has a lot of seasoning, who's seen a lot of rubber, and is not afraid to give up goals, right? It's okay, right? You're going to go to some of these programs and you're going to give up goals, and it's how well do you respond. And if you're a 4-year starter, you've seen highs and lows.
Yeah, and that will do it for the 1:15 games, and the 2 o'clock battles are going to be on the way. We have some, really exciting matchups. We talked to Ethan Brownloff before. Unfortunately, he's not playing in this game, but Express Channy, one of the most loaded teams in the country, ranked number 1 according to USA Club Lacrosse. And we're going to be back after the break with their game and also 3 other 2026 bouts after this.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050.
Welcome back to the Long Island Summer Showdown. Here at Cessa, we got the 2 o'clock games. It's all 2026 prospects now. The college coaches are out. This place has been flooded all day, and they are lined up here.
Duke, High Point, Syracuse.
Insane. And on this field, we got Express Channy going to war with Leading Edge. And, Brian, I think this one specifically has so many people excited.
Yeah, so high level. You know, one of those, a lot of great games this entire, these 2 days here at Cessa. But this game has been highlighted on many people's radar.
Yeah, and for Leading Edge, I mean, they have really established themselves as one of, the top club teams, not only in the East Coast, in the country. And they have one of the best players in the country within John DeVer out of Don Bosco. He is an elite lefty shooter because, man, when he's able to get his hands free, you can almost count on him finding the back of the net. He's that kind of player.
Yeah, the ability to light up the net. Left-handers just always look even a little bit better doing it. So if you're the Express Channy defense and goaltenders, you definitely want to make sure you know where Devere is.
Yeah, and here's that Express offense that has given teams so much trouble throughout the entire summer. They're ranked. Oh, check that actually. Yeah, this is not Express Jet. This is actually Orange Crush and 3D, as the color is extremely similar here, folks. As look. So I was gonna say, man, some of the players in red, they were moving really fast. Looked like some Express guys, but no, of course, 3D New England, right up there as well. One of the top teams in the country. They've done, some amazing things, and it's so Next Level and Orange Crush. And when you look at Orange Crush, we mentioned kind of some of the Syracuse guys. It's a lot of them as well here, and they're doing some amazing things. And joining us in just a moment, a team that played at 1:15 was the Annapolis Hawks, and we're gonna get to take a quick chat with Dominic Markovich out of Boys Latin and with the Annapolis Hawks. And Dominic, well, first off, thank you for being here and joining the show. And, it's a pretty exciting time for you 2026s, and I'm sure you're no stranger to Long Island, but how's your experience here at this event?
It's been going well. This is my 5th day playing, so we played in NLF before this, and then we had a day off, and then 2 more games yesterday and 2 today as well. So it's been a lot, but it's been a lot of fun, and definitely getting in front of coaches.
Yeah, the sidelines are packed, right?
They
in terms
are,
of college coaches. What's your mentality when you go into a day like this? Like in terms of, yes, it's a team event, but it's also an individual event. Like, what's your mindset going into the game? Playing an event like this in front of so many college programs.
Yeah, well, when the team does well, everyone gets seen and everyone gets exposure because the coaches are going to see the best team. So team comes first. But my mentality personally is like, just stick to my game. Don't try to do too much. Play within myself, and don't try to force anything. But team comes first for sure.
Yeah, and from what I've seen from you, very shifty player, of course. But if you could describe your game and like what colleges would be getting, who are they getting within Dom Markovich?
I try to use my speed a lot because I think my speed is definitely my biggest attribute for sure. My speed, my shot on the run, those are my 2 strong suits. I'm working on the off ball. I feel like I've improved a lot of off ball as a player this summer. So I'm trying to grow my game into just more than shooting on the run, but I'm trying to be more multi-dimensional. So.
Talk about the Annapolis program, right? How has it been with your coaches, and how are they kind of leading you on this process, as we're getting closer to September 1st, and, expectations and things like that? Any words of wisdom or things that they've tried to teach and show you guys?
Yeah, it's been great. Coach Mollett, he's been he's definitely led the way for me a lot, and he's got so many connections. He knows so many people. He's been nothing but helpful. I know personally with my game, he's taken me to a completely different level. I mean, I joined the team in 8th grade, and since then it's been crazy how much he's improved me as a player. I give all credit to him, honestly.
Yeah, his dad was a coach here at Massapequa. I played summer ball with Coach Mollett, and one of the best attack, off-ball type of players, shifty and just smart.
Yeah,
IQ.
for sure.
So, tremendous there.
Yeah, and for you specifically, legendary program within Annapolis Hawks, but you're also at Boys Latin. So, what's your process been like, playing for, 2 storied programs and coming up to September 1st now?
Definitely. Boys Latin, it's crazy because just like the talent I've been around, the talent I've been able to play with and learn from is just amazing. Like, this year, I was really blessed to be close with Liam White. I don't know if you know Liam White,
course.
But he definitely, me and him resemble each other a lot in our game. So he was definitely someone who helped me get better, and just being around other skill like Matthew Higgins, Spencer Ford, kids like that. It's just crazy, and then all the history behind BL, just the name. It's great. Definitely.
And listen, I have to ask this. I know we're at a summer event, but how excited are you to play against McDonough this spring?
Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. I'm so ready for it. It'll be a good game. They're a great team, but I'm looking forward to it.
And part of this, like you're playing in such a good high-level high school ball in the summer circuit, how does that must prepare you to you've seen everybody. Like how does that play into the confidence, which you said is a huge part of your game?
Yeah, definitely. Summer ball is just. it kind of gives me time, to play with kids my age and, focus on things I need to work on. And then when I get to, like, spring, I can kind of expand more and, play more team ball for, like with what the team needs. But summer is kind of, like, a big confidence booster, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we can't wait to see, what you do, especially for Boys Latin. We got a great hat for you right here, brought to you by Stick Star. And, yeah, hopefully when you're holding up the MIA trophy at the end of the season, you got this hat with you.
Perfect. Yeah, let's see, put that thing on, my man. We got it for the gram.
I'm not a big hat guy.
That's all right. Looks good on you.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks good.
Never know, man. Good luck.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
That was Dominic Markovich out of Boys Latin and the Annapolis Hawks. And we'll be back after the quick break with some more 2026 action after this.
Parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to the Summer Showdown. And now joining us, Pete Cessa out of 3D Lacrosse. And Pete, I mean, you're no stranger to these big-time summer events, and, you got some teams here. How's it been so far here at the Summer Showdown?
Best event of the summer. I've been telling Tom all week, the last couple of days, I think it's been the best event for us. Our guys have showed out really well. There's a ton of coaches. We get to play different teams. I was just talking to the Annapolis Hawks coach, 26 coach, great coach, fiery, and runs a great program there. And we just had a great battle, so I couldn't be more happy to be here, to be honest. It's been great for our guys.
So just talk about 3D New England and kind of the evolution of that, and as you're trying to prepare these 26s for September 1st, right? What has it been like, and what do you try to emphasize as a program?
We just want these guys to be responsive and be good kids. And I say responsive when coaches reach out, and everyone has their lists, and just try and work them through this process. We do a lot of messaging with them, and we meet with them in the off season. We take time with each family and sit down with them and try and get them prepared for what it can be like. And it's different for everybody, but we just try and help them every step of the way that we can. And then once some guys heat up, you just really try to help them out the best you can. For them to make whatever decision they want to make that's best for them and their family. So that's what we do.
And for the 2026s, of course, very important summer. Colleges can finally reach out to them.
Yeah.
So, what's the process been like, at least for this summer circuit, especially for them?
Yeah, it's a gauntlet. I mean, we did 5 tournaments. We practice twice a week. Like we really lean into these guys, and they're pretty gassed, but they're competing. I mean, this is it. This is their last evaluation for a lot of these guys. So, we just keep reminding them, like, hey man, play for each other and just go out there and have a blast. And they've been doing that. So we got one more left, and having 2 games a day is a big deal. It's great for us. You're gassed. These guys are tired at the end of summer, so just to conserve their energy for 2 games is a lot better than playing 3, I think.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a little easier for the coaches. Like, then you get more coaches at your games, and that's all you want to do. So.
Yeah. And the fact they can just so easily to move from field to field, they get to see everybody, and you guys get to play everybody and make sure everyone gets seen.
It's a first-class tournament. It's small. It's boutique. You've got this whole thing, which is really cool, right? The kids and families probably love this, and they take care of the coaches. They take care of the club coaches. Down on the field, they don't have parents down there, which is nice. It kind of just takes them a little bit out of the way, which is helpful too. And it helps the coaches be able to make clear evaluations.
Even some of the kids brought that up to us about the parents being away from the field. But what is that like as a club director? Not only when you see these guys do the process, but to see them go on to the next level and then to play the next level. I'm sure that's why you do this.
It's the best. It's like delayed gratification to hear their names on TV and just check in on guys and follow stat lines. And we try to get them back and coach with us in our youth. So just try to whatever they learned along the way. And it's a very gratifying position to be able to do this and help kids and help families achieve what their goals are. So
yeah, and I'm sure there's some younger guys watching this, and I'm sure they watch your older teams. What's a piece of advice that you would give a younger lacrosse player that has aspirations to go to the next level?
just be a good person. Be a good person. Do well in school, and if you work hard enough, hopefully get an opportunity. That's it. I mean, I don't. It's not too much. Not much more complicated than that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Pete,
thanks a lot for doing
thank
this.
you.
Is awesome setup.
Thanks,
It's really
Matt.
cool.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah,
Thank
nice to
you.
meet you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So that was Pete Cessa from 3D Lacrosse, and 3D has an amazing program that they've built over the years out in New England, and they do it on the boys and girls side.
That 25 team that they have is absolutely loaded with Division I recruits.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I remember seeing them in the U.S. Club Lax rankings in the top 25. They landed there, and they got a really, really good group.
Just big, strong guys, a lot of multi-sport, a lot of hockey guys, a lot of football guys.
And I feel like that's super important these days, Brian. When you talk about the multi-sport athletes, and some of the guys we highlighted, play 2 sports. Some even play 3. I remember we talked about someone, doing soccer, basketball, and lacrosse, and it's like, man, it's rare to see 3 sport athletes nowadays, but they definitely do exist.
But yeah, you see it even with like the NFL guys. You see things on social media about Christian McCaffrey, these guys being not just so based in one sport and just working different muscles and learning how to play is so important.
Yeah, and also, for all the viewers back at home, I'm sure you guys have seen the ticker at the bottom of your screen, but it is truly incredible, like how many college commitments are just lined up. You see it throughout the broadcast, all these kids going to amazing schools in the 25 class, and now the 26 class is what you're doing up next, and some of these kids looking to go to Big Ten schools.
Yeah, Big Ten has been making its way, onto Long Island and across the entire country. We saw one with Delaberti, right, going to Ohio State, right? You got Michigan, who's big time, getting recruits from all over the country.
Yeah, and we talked to Ryan Parker earlier. Yeah, going to Rutgers.
Keep forgetting that Rutgers is in the Big Ten.
Yeah, man, they're coming.
Luke Mara, right? Penn State.
Yeah, absolutely loaded when it comes to some of these Big Ten guys, and we'll take a look at the ACC
Hopkins.
as well. Yeah, Hopkins. David Disquey going to Johns Hopkins, and Hopkins getting a couple guys on the island as well. But the ACC, North Carolina is definitely making its presence felt.
Gary Merrill,
yeah,
Parker
those 91
McDonald.
shot guys, right?
We had Bramoff on before. Him and McDonald make a tremendous long pole duo there at at St. Anthony's, but just so much good talent. And the ACC, the Ivies, right, Big Ten, right. Those are the places that a lot of these young men. That's the dream. That's the cherry on top. But not every kid's going to go there, and that's why there's so much diversity here, and every kid can find a home.
Yeah, and we got a chance to speak with Pete Cessa of 3D New England earlier. And now we got an amazing player from that program, a 2026 within Zach Musey now joining us. And Zach, we appreciate you being here at the Summer Showdown and, of course, joining us here with Varsity Media and U.S. Club Lacrosse. And, man, Zach, this summer has been humongous, of course, for you and your teammates with it kind of wrapping up. How does it feel?
It feels great. We're just starting to get back in our rhythm, playing together as a team, and we're playing really well together these last few games. We've had 3 wins so far on our last game of the summer, so really excited to get it all done and just, enjoy it.
Talk about your process with 3D New England, and as you're preparing for upcoming September 1st and recruiting. Like, what has that been like with the club, and how they helped you so far navigate what's going to be a pretty crazy situation coming up?
No, it's been great. We got really great coaches. We've been playing really good, and they've been putting us in these great tournaments, getting great exposure with all these coaches. So it's been really great. They've been great advisors for the showcases and the events we should go to. So I think they've set me and all my teammates up really well for this fall.
And listen, with the recruiting process, really about to, be in the heart of it all. Once September 1st rolls around and colleges start reaching out, what kind of player are they getting within Zach Musey?
I mean, someone who just, when they're on the field working really hard, trying to get the ball back when they lose, but just never, giving up, always going for it.
So, what's one thing that, as you're looking at your high school program next year, what's one thing you're really looking forward to?
Well, this was my first year with the team and at Rivers, and I really enjoyed it. It was a new level of play in the ISL going against these guys. So I'm just really excited to have my second year, being an upperclassman, being able to be one of the older guys on the team, and kind of just be more settled and being able to take your time and enjoy it a little more.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned it, playing in the ISL. That's some real deal lacrosse right there. I mean, serious level of competition. How was your experience, your first year playing in that league, and, how do you feel about it going forward?
Yeah, it was great. The face-off guys are all very good. I think I got a lot better going against that competition. It's always a dogfight at the X, so I really enjoyed it. My first time really with that, experiencing those players, and I thought it was a great experience for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zach, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for being on the show. We appreciate
Good luck,
it.
man. No, thank you.
Yeah, 3D New England, man. Make sure you guys remember the name. So that was Zach Musey out of 3D New England. And, he's one of those 2026s that a lot of people should keep an eye out for. Same with, the rest of those teammates. And, 3D New England in the 25 group and the 26 group. Just so many amazing
Loaded,
players.
yeah, just absolutely loaded. When you see them on your, it's like when you look at 20 machine, you're like, 3D New England, right?
It's you're playing.
You're in for some.
Let's get one of those 3D teams,
You're in for some tough guys who not only can defend, face off, but also score the rock.
Yeah, they've done some great things, and we're now at halftime of the 2 o'clock window. As teams step away, we will as well. And we'll be back with the second half of action here at the Summer Showdown after the break.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 of you do it. That's not good enough. Focus on your feet. Let's go. Yo, you guys got better as the drill went on. Let's go. That's what matters most. Hard work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Central Islip here at Sousa, Orland and Cohen Sports Complex. It's the Summer Showdown. And as we're towards the end of wrapping up our coverage, we've got the second half of these amazing games. And you just see this Express Channy D.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man, Express Channy, leading edge. Brian, does it get any better than this?
It's a track meet, like Usain Bolt out there.
Yeah, you're going to see some elite athletes.
Demons. Yeah, it just looks different. There's a lot of really good teams here, but not many teams ranked 1.
Yeah, U.S. Club Lacrosse has Express Channy at number 1. And, of course, Leading Edge, a pretty high-ranked program as well. And a lot of these guys will be going on to play some high-level lacrosse. And
that's Billy Atkinson.
How about it?
Yeah. Midfielder, looks like he's playing down on attack, left-hander, St. Anthony's. Johnny on the spot right there, you know. You know, little slow. He tries to hedge there, comes up. Nice lefty goal, good finish.
Yeah, I think that might have been Cameron James on the feed. And, you know, Cameron James is a guy, you know, at Smithtown East as a freshman. He was incredible and then had a good sophomore campaign for them this past spring. And, you know, he is doing some phenomenal things with the Bulls. And for Express Channy as well, of course, you know, he's making his impact felt. But now Express Channy is going to have to play some defense because, you know, Leading Edge has some really, really talented guys on the offensive end. You know, we're talking about
the crush here.
Yeah, we talked about John Dever earlier, but now we're going back to the game with Orange Crush. And, I mean, these upstate guys showing, you know, the grit and toughness as they always do. And, you know, they're looking to make something happen here against a really talented next-level program.
Yeah, Tate Mullen on the field, midfield, number 4, Jamesville DeWitt. One of those upstate powerhouses, dodging the alley here.
Yeah, that will go.
Yeah, good shot on cue there. Looking like Chris Mullen, you know, shooting it from range there. You know, they came out of their sub game. They attacked right away out of the sub game. Goes hard to his right hand, gets his hands free. Well-placed shot on the run. You know, that gets a couple check marks with some of the colleges that are sitting courtside.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, Mullen getting his hands free, unleashing it, showing off the speed that time.
Wow, that was impressive. Right, Julian Watts, face-off specialist, right, for Orange Crush, South Jefferson High School. See how quick, that was like make a guess that he's a wrestler. Just the way he escaped and quick, explosive movement there to win that possession for Orange Crush.
Yeah, and I mean, going against a pole as well, I mean, that is just not easy whatsoever, and a very good pole at that. And, you know, of course, when you draw a long pole as a face-off guy, you know, it already seems like it could be a little bit impressive because, you know, you're winning your matchup a lot, or, you know, however you may interpret it. But, like, to win it cleanly against the pole, that's a whole other thing.
Just the explosive nature of what you just saw there. Here's Michael Johnson Jr., number 3, Benjamin School for Orange Crush. He's out there at midfield with Mac Moses, number 20, from Fayetteville Manulus. Brady Mashad, number 22 for Crush, Liverpool High School.
Yeah, Mashad had a good season for a Liverpool team that, you know, really competed well upstate. How about that shot? Big save there on a low ripper.
Yeah, good move. It's becoming everyone's go-to, that roll back to the middle. Got his hands free. Good stop by the keep. Gets low there out of the dodge, shoots out of the dodge. Looks like he drew a foul.
Yeah, a couple of Jamesville DeWitt guys on this team. And same with a couple Christian Brothers Academy players as well. A couple great upstate programs. Well, we're going to head back to what it looks like Express and Leading Edge.
It looks like we have a face-off here. It's like CJ Ambrose going out for Express Chaney. And Phil Minardo from Del Barton. Del Barton sure knows how to churn out high-level elite talent, especially at the face-off X.
Absolutely. And yeah, that one was early. So
Gavin Johnston picking it up for Chaney. It's like Gary Merrill. Well, that's Wax, right? 19's Brody Waxer. High-scoring attack/midfielder from Syosset.
He's playing a lot of midi for Express Chaney, and he's been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, doing the same thing for for Syosset at Disque on attack, Waxer at the midfield. Some good defense there by Leading Edge. It's 24, long, lean, right? Luke St. Pierre on defense, Lawrenceville. Well, ranked number 1 for a lot of the season this year.
I think that might have been Balsamo.
Yeah, you got Jack Sherman on defense as well from the Pingree School.
Yeah, Balsamo's so difficult to guard. Able to just hammer that one home. And he has such a similar play style to his older brother, Charles, who also went to Chaminade. And yeah, Balsamo able to just stick it through.
Yeah, just elite level shooters, elite level high Q. His brother will be at Virginia.
Yeah, he's going to Virginia, man. I mean, in conference.
Yeah, so interesting
gotta
to
love
see
it.
where John lands up.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys going to be looking for his services.
Oh, man. I mean, his phone is going to be ringing September 1st, and,
Yeah, my father-in-law is Bob Pomponio. He coaches at JV at Chaminade. And
Pomps the man.
He pomps it. He loves, he loves the Balsamo boys. Good take.
Yeah, how about that shot on the run?
Yeah, way to take a check, way to eat a check. That's at number 9. That's your boy, Johnny DeVer.
Yeah, man. I mean, if he gets that left hand free, we talked about it. It is just so difficult. Yep.
I mean, that's what it takes. Change of speeds, hezzy, right? Gets his hands free. High bouncers will go, right? One of the more underrated shots.
It's my favorite saying in lacrosse.
Yeah,
I mean, I say it a
around
lot.
forever. I don't know who started. Someone started.
Someone did, yeah.
I might have. Wonder if it was pre-turf. We're back to the crush.
Yep. And I mean, great save there for the Orange Crush, as it looked like that was Connor Bradbury. And I actually, I watched Bradbury's tape a little bit. I mean, he's just another, athletic goalie who, he makes stops. Bradbury's able to make stops against, all different levels of teams. Listen, his public school competition, maybe isn't St. Anthony's, but he's going against Next Level, who's a top 25 team.
Great find. Switches to that left hand. Good stop. Good move there. Impressive looking defenseman, Jake Burdoff, right, for Orange Crush. He's about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, that always helps.
Yeah.
And a guy to watch on this Next Level offense, Noah Hahn from Georgetown Prep, is an absolute playmaker. I mean, he was dominant on varsity as a sophomore. I mean, once they have the ball, definitely got to key in on Hahn because he can sling it. You gotta love some of the bully ball that we've been
Yeah.
seeing out here as well.
It's
You know,
physical.
lower in the shoulder, and yeah, listen, like this is probably like the prime of like the heat right now of like how hot it's getting. You know, players definitely getting a little bit tired. This might be the second game for some teams, but like, man, like these kids, they are going for it as hard as they can, man, and like lower in the shoulder, getting physical. I mean, you gotta love it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the last. Pretty much for most of these guys, be the last game of the summer, and you got to leave it all out there. Looks like a man up coming for the Crush. Yeah,
I mean, during our interviews, one of the directors said, like, this is like the last time some of these kids could get evaluated. If there's a time to leave it all out on the field, it is now. And I feel like we're seeing
it. You never know who's watching. It's just that one play that will put a check mark next to your name, get you invited to a showcase, and next thing you know, you're getting a scholarship.
Yeah, you're visiting campus, and you're like, man, I love this place.
Yeah,
but we'll take a look at this Orange Crush extra man opportunity here. As next level ranked 22nd, I believe, in the U.S. Club Lacrosse rankings. Orange Crush at 62. Don't be fooled. Their ratings are much closer than you think. And Orange Crush, a couple big plays away from really making that kind of statement, showing who they are as a program.
I'll get on the flight with you today.
And how about we take a look at this quick replay right here. And some great ball movement by Orange Crush. But, Brian, take a look at this finish.
Yeah.
I mean,
way to catch it. Number 2 there.
In traffic right there.
Yeah, Braden Baker.
Yeah,
right. DeWitt, Jamesville DeWitt.
Yeah, underrated attribute.
Yeah, as a goalie, he drops his hands there. I'm sniffing low, and he pops it up high. You kind of make goalies look foolish sometimes with that change of elevation, especially in tight. That's got to have some good wrists and quick, snappy wrists to be able to pull that one off. This is Channy again.
I was going to say, we switched to, we'll see what Channy's offense has got. It looks like there's a flag, so maybe we'll be seeing a man up here for Express.
It looks like Gillis picking the ball up.
Yeah, and it's like, who do you guard shooting-wise here? Like, is there anyone to key in on? Probably not. Probably not. You don't want to let,
not knowing who's out there, but if
Balsamo
Gillis is out there, don't
5-on-4,
let him shoot. Merrill, don't let him shoot. Waxer can sling it as well. There he is. If there's a man up, he's on it.
Yeah, he was great for Syosset the last 3. And how about that? As I was saying, how great Waxer is, I think that might have been Balsamo again.
Just has that great ability to kind of get lost.
Yep.
Lost inside, and when he catches it, again, not the biggest frame, but he can snipe it with the best of them. Quick release, and especially when a goalie's trying to turn, find the ball, look for cutters, you'll be able to catch and shoot right away. That's a complete mismatch.
Yeah, big time, and that's what John Balsamo has really done, and it's so impressive because him and James Gillis, we touched on it a little bit earlier. Both of them as sophomores starting on varsity for Chaminade. I mean, has there been a time, that 2 sophomores have started together on the same line at that program? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Never.
Never, right? There's no way.
I think one of the balls was the face-off guy was kind of when Chaminade changed their mentality of actually bringing up a sophomore to even play on the varsity. But they didn't have a senior on attack. You had Cuttone, who was a junior, going to Hopkins, but then you had 2 sophomores with Gillis and Balsamo. St. Anthony's going to be pretty good next year. Chaminade's going to be pretty good as well.
It's going to be crazy.
Bringing back a ton of talent.
Yeah, that matchup's going to be nuts. And, yeah, a bunch of those guys on this field for Express Channy.
Yeah, I mean, just some guys, we're not going to be able to, as we're on looking in, but number 77, Jacob Johnston, right, for the midfielder from St. Anthony's. I was lucky enough to do a lot of games this year for Varsity Media and see St. Anthony's, I think, 3 or 4 times. And also the games I didn't see, to see some of the highlight plays that made the Instagram and things like that. I'm telling everyone I can about Jacob Johnston. Not that they need me to pump him up, but he's a kind of do-it-all midfielder, right, in between the lines, gritty, but has ability to pull off some wild and crazy finishes in transition. Him and our Harrigan 88, right, were super impressive for St. Anthony's this year.
Yeah, you also had Cacciabato, too.
Yeah, he's a Garden City kid.
Catches literally everything and puts everything away. I mean, listen, everyone talks about how good his hands are and how good Cacciabato is when it comes to playing inside. Well, there's a reason for it, because he is as advertised. And, he's that kind of player.
And if it's not hard enough to beat them, right, you got, Dylan Rappaport, right, in the goal, right, just a big kid who fills up the net. Makes the easy saves as well as the not-so-easy saves, because he's super athletic, great size, definitely getting a ton of calls September 1st.
Yeah, now leading edge on offense, player that, I want to highlight these numbers are crazy. So Cole Peck, who goes to Tampa Jesuit, in his first 2 years as a high school player.
Let me hear it.
172 points in his first 2 seasons. Absolutely ridiculous, the production rate that he had down south.
That's crazy, yeah. And the ability to do that, and then all of a sudden, to be on this club scene and be able to test that out. And, I don't care where you play, 172 points is no joke.
Yeah, we're seeing some tremendous matchups here, one-on-one wise. And long lefty sweep, trail check just in time.
Yeah, Vincent Rapalli in there from Taft. Nice looking left-handed sweep. Good ground ball there. Kevin Jones from Hillsborough High School, midfielder for leading edge.
Yeah.
So important, right? You got to ride back, right? You lose it, get it back. Who's that on the ball?
It was Kevin Jones for leading edge, who had it originally. And now looks like Express Channy's going to take over and try to clear.
Yeah, and they face off. We haven't seen him yet, but facing off for St. Anthony's and number 44 for Channy, Robert Johnson, one of the most highly ranked Fogos in the entire 26 class.
Yeah, he's incredible, and this Channy team certainly. So many guys, and also for them, they're going to have to stop some of these leading edge offensive players. A midfielder that I wanted to mention before we transition games here, Matt Lutz out of leading edge. One of the top shooters in the 2026 class. His ceiling, ridiculous. And he had 36 goals this past spring for Madison out in New Jersey. You got to keep an eye out for Lutz.
Big
Super
kid too,
entertaining.
right? 6'2", just to be able to shoot the ball. You talk about what does a D1 midi look like? I don't know, about 6'2", 185, can sling it. He kind of checks all the boxes.
I was gonna say, get your pens out. They check 100%. And anyways, transitioning over here, but that's gonna do it for the 2 o'clock window. And Orange Crush is pumped. And we mentioned it. Listen, they're ranked 62, but this isn't, your typical 62nd ranked team in the country, and you could see by the U.S. Club Lacrosse ratings, this was not a mismatch. It might have been 40 spots, but this was not a mismatch. They played for a reason, and Orange Crush proving, hey, we're upstate boys, and we're here to play.
We only saw some live look-ins, but it looked like for the most part they were able to handle the ball really well and get really good opportunities. But yeah, I love what U.S. Club Lacrosse has done with the rankings, but it's also, it's put a bullseye on some people's backs. It's also made some other teams really play for something and wanted to prove that maybe they're ranked a little bit too low.
Yeah, absolutely incredible today. And, Brian, we saw both the 2025s and the 2026s. Overall, a lot of amazing talent. You know, some of the players we interviewed were outstanding. They certainly lived up to the hype. You know, Jack Delaberti with an amazing goal. I mean, you know, let's talk your final thoughts, man. You know, what did you think of today?
I think the final thought is that the sport of lacrosse is in a really good spot. All the club directors that we talk to, I think everyone's in it for the right reason, and
100%.
They're in it for the kids, and the college coaches are there for the kids, and like you said, like, kudos to the kids that came on and interviewed with us, just showed tremendous poise and, you know, respect for the game and respect for the process. And, you know, a lot of college coaches are going to be really, really lucky to get a lot of the young men that we were able to interview today. But it's just nice to see that, you know, in this game, in the summer circuit and this and that, the kids understand what it's about. Some thank their parents for what they did, but also the fact that, you know, there are a lot of good people that are from Tommy Zumo, and I think U.S. Club Lacrosse does a great job promoting the game, that the sport of lacrosse is in a really good spot, and, you know, as it's becoming even more and more competitive and more, you know, nationwide.
Yeah, and, you know, the people in charge of it, like you mentioned, at U.S. Club Lacrosse, and the directors we spoke to, you know, the kids coming up in the game, it's all amazing people. You know, you look at the interviews that we had today, it was absolutely special. And also some of the highlights that we caught, man. Amazing lacrosse was played today. The Summer Showdown truly has been a blast. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for our live show. We would like to have a huge thank you to U.S. Club Lacrosse, as this was an excellent experience with them. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, technical director, Chris Sweeney, our camera guys, Kevin Catalano and Ron Pierre. For my partner in crime, Brian Soper, I'm Jared Veluzzi. This was Varsity Media and U.S. Club Lacrosse. Everyone, thanks for watching. Always compete.